I'm leaning on the lamppost.
Hello and welcome to the LampPod. It is me, Sam, and you,
Neil. Sup? Hello, guys. I did that last week.
Yes, you did. You really,
I'm running out of ideas.
really, yeah. So this is the 17th now?
17? Yeah.
17,
the
right.
big one, 7, which means nothing.
Which means nothing. Next week, 18.
Next week, announcement.
Yes.
Next week we are planning on doing a drinking podcast whilst we have a couple of drinks beforehand and a couple of drinks during. I'm already drunk, can't speak.
Yep.
And yeah,
We've started now in preparation for next week.
We're going to celebrate the legality of turning 18
in this country.
In England.
I mean, maybe when we turn 21 podcast, we'll do another one.
Do porn. We'll do a porn. No, actually, no. In America,
it's 18.
It's 18
yeah.
to do porn, but 21 to drink. It's like, wow, you just fucked me in the ass, but I can't have a drink after. It's like, who thought of that?
God knows, some American. So this episode it's probably in the title. It's going to be mostly just a Civil War.
It is. It's
spoiler talk.
This is us fanboying over the big CW, as it's known to the
CW,
the mega fans.
But there's no romance plot or an annoying romance plot in this because CW Flash, they do Flash. The CW make Flash and Arrow.
Okay.
Best joke you've ever heard on this show. It's why you keep coming back.
It's going well. I mean, I'm throwing comedy gold at you, and you're swinging and a miss.
I'm swinging and a miss. So, how do we begin talking about this? Where do you want to start?
Should we just start at the beginning, like the first thing we sort of remember about the film? Like,
well, the very first thing in the film. So we've both seen it twice now.
Yeah, we have.
And I think it's only just come out now in America.
Yeah, it came out today or tomorrow.
Yeah, I think. So
is it the 6th or the 5th?
I think the 5th. So it would be yesterday when this goes up.
Yeah.
And right at the start, obviously it means spoiler alert is what I'm trying to get at here.
Yeah, right.
Lots of spoilers.
Right off the bat, everyone dies.
Yeah. Right at the start, when they show the 1991 assassination that Bucky does.
December 16, 1991.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be the thing that Black Widow describes in The Winter Soldier, where she says that she was on a mission in like Russia or something, transporting an official, and then he shoots through her abdomen or something. Remember that?
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that would be cool.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like, they're explaining.
Because I was thinking it was going to be the Howard Stark thing.
Oh, did you?
But the way it was done, I was like, oh, maybe not then. Maybe.
Well, so right from the get-go, you thought it was going to be Howard Stark.
Yeah, but then, like when it happened, it was still like a payoff because I sort of dismissed it for some reason.
What's interesting about that is because obviously then he's got the super soldier serum in his boot.
Yeah,
which is really interesting because like that must mean that Howard Stark cracked it at some point between the end of World War II and like 1991. He cracked the super soldier serum and figured out how to do it.
Which is cool because if anyone was going to,
it would be Howard.
Howard Stark.
Exactly, and like it's cool because it kind of, in a weird way, ties in with Agent Carter then because you haven't seen it.
No, I'm not. But I've seen a couple of episodes, but I'm nowhere near up to date.
Yeah, so this is kind of spoilers for that as well. But Agent Carter finds like a vial of Captain America's blood. It's the last one left.
Oh, okay.
And Howard Stark was in possession of it, and she's like, "What the hell, man? Like, why did you have this? Like." Stop trying to recreate the serum or whatever. And he's like, blah, 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 blah. They have an argument. And then she...
some comedy gold there from Kevin Feige's team. Blah, 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 blah. Description. Blah, blah, blah.
They couldn't be bothered to write the script because they knew no one would watch Agent Carter. But so she...
Dominic Cooper, say this line.
Blah, 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 blah. But she, at the end of the season, I think she gets rid of the blood. She drops it into the river. I think it's the Brooklyn River or whatever. I don't know, off the Brooklyn Bridge.
I seem to know about it. I seem to recall this for some reason.
Yeah, and
you might have mentioned it before.
So what's quite cool about that is the suggestion that Howard Stark didn't totally listen to her. Like, you shouldn't recreate this, and he must have done it from scratch because there was no more blood left.
Well, he could have done like David after.
Yeah,
maybe that's an Agent Carter season 3.
Yeah, a flashback of him jumping in. But the thing is, she like properly like
it's really cold there, so you see him shiver,
water like
nothing.
I swear I didn't go get it. Yeah. I mean, that's cool.
Teeth clattering.
But yeah, that's a cool sort of
That's
universe thing, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that's so obvious, but like that didn't sort of
click.
Yeah, I was like, because he obviously takes out the boot, so he's the one who has it.
Yeah. It's kind of weird how they're transporting it in a boot of a car. But
yeah, I know. But I like the fact that it was like they seemed to be aware that this was going to be the last time they saw Tony in the recreation of the thing. Yeah.
Well, it was because it was from his head, so
yeah.
he changed the scenario to match, which is why she was like, this is the last time you're going to see us, so say goodbye now, and like, he's like, I love you, Mum and Dad, which is the implication being he never said that. Yeah, like he never got to say that.
Is what I should have said.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was really weird because like when I was watching it and then like it was in the background, I was like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, because what happens is like Howard leaves and then suddenly when he passes the camera, Tony's just stood behind, like leaning on a door frame.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
That was interesting and it's
I really like that because we'd sort of been saying we'd like to see the young thing be a consistent thing throughout the Captain America movies, like the young technology. Like they made Cap young, obviously in the first one.
Yeah.
They made Peggy older, and then also had young Cap, young Steve again.
Yeah, yeah.
And then in this one, it was like young Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Which works better because even though he was young, and he, like there were bits where he looked a bit weird, like
the dead eye.
Yeah, the bit where he's looking out and he does look really dead eye. Yeah. But then you'd let that go because of the scenario of which it was happening.
The holograms.
Which was quite sort of a good idea to sort of be like, look, we know it's not perfect.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be.
It's cool because I suppose they kind of got the practice in on Michael Douglas in Ant-Man.
Yeah,
like
and that looked really good, I seem to recall.
Like, I'd be daring to say that maybe it looked even better than what they did to Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
I believed it more in
for sure.
Which is weird.
And his eyes didn't seem anywhere near as dead, like ever.
Even
when he punches the dude.
I mean, it's probably because Robert Downey Jr. like walks right up to the camera.
Yeah,
you
you try not to sort of have any like up close things.
Yeah,
but it didn't look bad.
No,
by no means did it look bad. And if that had been a scene and it hadn't have been like a CG computer thing that Tony was doing, I would have been fine with it still. I would have been like, well, they did what they had to do and it. They got out of the way.
Yes, it sells it well, and it's a cool way. It was a cool way of doing it.
Was that the first thing we see after the Winter Soldier, or
no? So the first thing we see after that is the actual mission. So they're on the mission.
So it's the mission. Okay.
What did you think of that? I thought it was really cool.
There's a really good bit in it. I like the way they're all like talking to each other. It's like you've got to learn to look over your shoulder and everything.
And then she's like, "Do you guys forget that I can move things with my mind?" And he's like, "Shut up."
You guys do know that I can move things with my mind, right? But there's a bit where Cap looks out the window. He's like, "What can you see?" But he's looking at what they can see, which I found really odd. But he's also got like a spot on his nose, which really annoyed me. Oh. It really got to me. I was like, "You're the perfect specimen," but you that spot in your you get some cream or something. God damn!
Wow. Yeah, I didn't pick up on that. I don't know. I think it's because it seems to be. It's almost as if they're on a mission, but they're trying to train Wanda at the same time.
Yeah.
Because it's like he says to her like, "There's an ATM. What does that mean?" She's like, "Oh, that means cameras. Mm-hmm. There's going to be cameras here."
Yeah. It feels very like maybe her first mission.
Yeah.
Or
getting in the swing of things kind of thing. Yeah. I really enjoyed the Black Widow being a fucking boss against those two guys, where she's just like, it was almost like watching.
She's doing the parkour after them.
Yeah. Like, and then when they get into the little clearing and like they've both got guns, and she just like disarms them and jumps.
I like the
It's like Arkham games.
There's a bit while she's chasing them where she does a flip over a bike and a guy. Like the guy's like at the bike like checking the tire or something, and she just puts her hands on his back and flips over him. And I remember watching that like whilst we were watching at 12 o'clock. And I was like. I was like a little laugh. I was like, that was cool.
Yeah, that is. And then like I suppose it was kind of like not a Deus Ex Machina, but like she's holding a gun, like put the gun down. And he's like, I'll drop the thing and whatever. And then Red Wing comes along and shoots him.
I like the dialogue where she's like, "Thanks, Sam." It's like, "Don't thank me. Thank him."
I'm not thanking that thing.
It's called Red Wing.
Pettity's cute.
Yeah, Pettity's cute.
It was well done that they kept the They kept humour and
yeah.
seriousness.
That's something the Russo brothers do really well. There's a bit before that chase sequence where they first go to the building and Anthony Mackie's like counting down how many things, and then there's a bit where before Cap like runs up to some guy on top of a taxi, on top of like a car, and he runs up to him like shielding behind his shield, and he's like shielding himself. But the guy's like just reaching for his gun, and I really like that.
Yeah, I did notice that actually, because it's just the subtleties of it. Like, it's not so much that they were like, okay, on action, he's going to be shooting you, so shield yourself. It was he's doing that ready for
in case he gets there, but he's hoping
and he doesn't actually get there,
and he just kicks him off the car. It's
like that was really. It's like the subtleties of it, and that is sort of carrying over from Winter Soldier, like how well done those fight scenes were.
Yeah, for sure.
Just good to see loads more Falcon, I reckon.
Yeah, Falcon's
all the way through.
Anthony Mackie has a really good dynamic with like everyone in the film.
Yeah, he's
like even like the bits with Don Cheadle where they're like they're like arguing.
Yeah,
that just makes me happy.
Yeah, because they're both military guys. And they're just like shouting
they're
about
like different. They're different, like because they're both pilots.
Yeah, but like in a different way, and obviously, well, I suppose like Don Cheadle. What's his character's name? Rhodey. Yeah, obviously, Rhodey's much higher. Yeah, he's like a much higher rank, I guess.
Yeah, like there's a bit where he says about what's the guy with the moustache's name?
General Ross.
He says like, he's got a badge of honor or something. It's like, how many do you have?
Yeah, it's like one more than you or something like.
Which I really like.
Yeah.
I thought. Anthony Mackie stands out for me in this film, even though he is a secondary character.
Yeah, he's not in it nearly as much as he's in Winter Soldier.
And he doesn't really. Out of all the people, I feel like he has the least shining parts. Like, he's got the least like impressive fight scenes and stuff like that, which is really cool. But I think that's because they're trying to introduce Red Wing.
Yeah. It's cool. I really appreciated what they did with his wings, like how
he shields with them.
Yeah, and then the bit where Wanda is like getting all the gas out, and then he stands behind her, turns the wings into a giant shield in his back, and then shoots them with rockets.
Yeah, and then he's like using the arm.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Awesome.
Like, I don't think you'd never be able to do something like that if they were true to the comics with Falcon, because he's just a guy with like wings, and an actual bird that he can actually talk to. Like, it's cool. It's a good way of doing it.
Well, it was like the whole bit with the when he's doing the X-ray of the van is like, it's heavily weighted and all that stuff. It's like, it's a Batman now.
Yeah,
that stuff was all because of having this like electric
cool
Red Wing
drone
cool.
Thing. Yeah.
Red Wing was awesome.
We need a movie about Red Wing.
Yeah, let's have a Red Wing movie.
So moving onwards with the story, what did you think of the whole Wanda actually ends up killing people with the explosion?
I thought that was really like that hit hard.
Yeah.
When because he's like, oh, your friend remembered you, Bucky.
Yeah.
He's like, what? What was that?
Yeah.
And it's like, he said, take your friends with you, and you're coming with me, or whatever.
And then he blows up.
And he blows up, and it's like,
that was terrifying to watch. Just him like burning, like
And I was like, yes, Avengers, avenge, and then
no,
side of the building. I was like, holy shit!
Oh fuck yeah! Well, it's just the way that the thing is with like Chris Evans really sold how like shocked Cap was with that.
Yeah,
and he's just like, we need fire crews
on the south side of the building. Or
yeah. Like, he's just like properly shaking.
Can I just say how proud I am? Like, we've seen this movie twice. We know the script.
Yeah. Between the two of us, we could just recite the whole thing. But yeah, like, he really
it's the part where we can remember all the Russian words. Then we've got
that'd be after the third watch, I think.
9.
Yeah, Homeland or Homecoming. Yeah. But yeah, like, and then the way she reacted, like, I think it sent a chill down my spine the first time.
Was there like white noise after it? Was there like a
probably like the ringing of the ears kind of thing?
That worked really well.
Yeah. It wasn't like overblown like music and stuff. It was just like, fuck, she messed up.
And then after that it cuts to Tony in the thing. I really like the fact that they didn't say too much about Pepper Potts.
Yeah.
Which was good. I mean, it supports my idea that she should have died in 3.
Yeah.
Because
because
she's done fuck all since then.
But yeah, what's good about this film is I think they didn't just do a throwaway line like, "Oh, she's not there." It comes back again in the later on in the film.
Yeah.
And,
when
Cap's like,
when Cap thinks like he's humanized like a little bit.
Yeah,
which is cool.
So he goes into the corridor and starts talking to that woman. That was a really good scene.
Yeah, she was really good. I think she's English.
Yeah, she's going to be in the Netflix series.
Oh, is she? Which one?
She's going to be in Luke Cage, but she's playing a different character, which is kind of annoying.
Oh, okay, that's.
So I think she's playing a villain in Luke Cage. Okay. I forget her name, but it's kind of annoying.
It's kind of annoying, but at the same time, I mean, well.
Yeah, we've there's a few people in the casts that have been recast, I think.
Yeah,
but
happens a lot.
Yeah, but it's gonna happen eventually, isn't it? So.
But yeah, it was still cool to see, like, it's the bit where she puts the picture on his chest and he doesn't like react. Like Tony's just looking at her while she's like he went to medical school or whatever it was, and like that was really cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like the bit right before that as well, where he like goes to grab her hand because he thinks that she's going to shoot him.
Occupational hazard.
Yeah, I really like and kind of appreciate about this film is that what we didn't see or didn't get enough time to see after Age of Ultron was obviously. Like, this actually now has affected Tony in a way that is really dark.
Tony's really... Like, the reason Robert Downey Jr. is one of my favourite MCU characters is because he actually has issues with everything that goes on. Like, he had the PTSD in Iron Man 3.
Yeah. He's the most human.
Yeah, he had the issues with the shrapnel in his chest, with the arc reactor, like, pulling the magnets away from it. It all affects him.
Yeah.
Which is something you don't, like, really remember because he's, like, this playboy, like...
Yeah, he's he has like a face. He's a public face that he keeps up, sort of thing. But underneath that,
because there's a line in the film where after the fight with the Winter Soldier in the Berlin CIA base or whatever it is.
Yeah.
There's a bit where he goes, "Oh, my left arm's numb. Is that normal?"
Yeah.
And then Scarlett Johansson sort of steps up, looks at him, and goes, "Are you okay?" He's like, "Always."
Yeah.
And that's like. That's it, and then they talk about what they've then got to go and do.
Yeah.
Which is like...
He just covers everything up, like he buries everything.
Yeah, which is a really cool character trait, because he can just have these moments where he explodes like he does at the end of the film.
Yeah, yeah.
Which just lets all that rage.
The very first sort of explosion, as you put it, like his character seems to have, is when he's talking to Cap in the little boardroom.
Yeah, with the pens.
And he just goes, "Oh, just give me a break!" Like, and I don't think we've ever seen that.
Well, the only time you sort of see it is when he's with the kid in Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
Where he's freaking out about New York.
Yeah. Oh, the heavy breathing and stuff.
Remember not helping when you mention it. Yeah. He's on the phone and he's driving away.
Yeah.
He's like, "Is it about New York? Are you freaking out? Do you want me to stop measuring New York?" It's like, yes!
Yes, please. And just build something. Yeah. Yeah, that was cool. He's got it's probably the best showcase for both of their performances. Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. Like, it's the kind of the best film for that.
Yeah. Which is down to just good directing.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
But there's a bit where because he leaves the theatre space, the backstage space, to go to the toilet. Yeah. He sort of goes to the toilet and they sort of just turns and goes and stands by this woman.
Yeah.
And then like they have a bit of dialogue and he goes, "Going up," and he presses the button.
Yeah, he realises that she's just been stood there.
She's like, "I'm exactly where I need to be," and then that dialogue happens, and that sort of changes the mood a little bit.
Yeah,
like because she's complimenting him before that. She's like, "Oh, that was a lovely thing what you did for this kid." Like, "Oh well, they deserve it."
Yeah,
it's like,
and she's like, "Oh, it must be easy when you've got all this money." Yeah, thing. Like, okay, I see where she's going with this.
You're not who you say you are.
Yeah. So that was good. We got the cameo of Jim Rash.
Yeah, the...
Jim Rush? I can't even remember, I just looked it up.
Rush.
Jim Rash. And doing his Dean...
The Community Neo. The Communio.
The Community...
Community.
Yeah. Let's go with that one.
Community.
Try spelling that. Leave a comment spelling that word.
But yeah, that was...
Yeah, Dean Pelton has been upgraded to MIT from Greendale, which is always good.
It's like, can I have Well, we get this grant.
Yeah.
I've got a great idea for a self-cooking hot dog.
The meter and...
It's the fact that he keeps going even
Yeah.
after, like, he
I'll
leaves,
tell you about it later or something like
which was great.
Yeah, it was a good idea to put him in there. And I think they kind of knew that everyone was expecting a cameo
Yeah.
from a
Even though
community person.
they've only directed one movie,
Yeah.
and like Abid was like such a little bit in
Yeah.
it. I feel like that's something that they're gonna have to do in every one.
Oh, definitely. Both Infinity Wars.
Chevy Chase in the MCU. That's got to come soon.
Oh, it has to happen. Him and Stan Lee doing something.
Stan
That'd
Lee.
be great.
Oh my god, doing like a stand-up act. Two of them on
Yeah.
stage in the background somewhere. That'd be great.
Oh, how am I going to explain that in the theory? Go watch the theory.
Hey, yeah.
Subtle plug.
Oh, theory.
What happens next in the film?
So is it then Ross? No, it's then Cap watching the
Yeah, when he's talking to...
footage back.
Yeah. And we sort of see Wanda in her room blaming herself.
Yeah, because Cap turns off the footage because I've had enough of this shit.
Yeah.
And then he can hear it from elsewhere in the Avengers Tower. Well, the Avengers Initiative. Where are they?
The Avengers just thing, the new Avengers.
Yeah, the new Avengers
thing. Place, I don't know, army base.
The abandoned warehouse from Ant-Man.
Yeah. And then we get our introduction to Vision. Which is great.
Actually.
It's like, oh, the door was open.
Viz,
So
I told you to stop doing this.
like when she says Viz, is Viz in it? She said,
They sort of all seem to call him Viz or Vision.
Yeah, like there's no the, like, because it's kind of
I
arbitrary.
think Tony might call him the Vision or something. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, that was really fun and really cool, and it set up their relationship quite well.
Yeah. Oh, their relationship's really... For what we got in the film, which wasn't much of Wanda and Vision, really good. Like that scene where they're cooking paprika. Like,
Yeah.
Pinch of paprika.
Perhaps we could order some pizza.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, maybe...
Are you not letting me leave?
Yeah. I think I really appreciate her accent a lot more in this film, though.
Yeah, it was a bit annoying in both of them were both Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch.
But it just feels toned down now.
Yeah,
it
feels a lot more natural.
Yeah, more natural.
Which is a good thing about this whole film. Everyone's accent's really on point.
Yeah.
Like Black Panther, his accent's bang.
Where is he from originally? Is it Chadwick Boseman?
He's American.
He's American.
He is American.
Yeah. I was thinking he might have been English, just to add to the list of English
played,
people.
he was in a movie about Get Up, James Brown.
James Brown.
Get up, get on up. I had to sing it to remember who. He's really good in that.
Yeah, he really nailed it.
But his South African is like very
I suppose
natural.
Wakandan it would be. I suppose, yeah. I wonder if that's the kind of made up accent then, in the same way they made up the Sokovian accent.
The Sokovian's just sort of Russian, German.
Yeah,
just sort
kind of mix that
a
Eastern
mash of the
European.
two. And it's going to be African of some sort.
Mm.
They probably picked a sort of community and
Yeah.
Anyway, so next on to the General Ross.
Yeah, so General Ross shows up and
for the first time since the Incredible
Hulk,
Hulk,
which is awesome.
We finally have a tie-in to the Incredible Hulk,
and he's been promoted to Secretary of State or something. Secretary of
Defense.
Yeah, something like that. Which is kind of funny because that's what Iron Man was joking about in Iron Man 2. He's like, I'll take Secretary of Defense or something, he says in the press conference. But yeah, it's cool. And he sort of said, there's a weird bit where he's like, 5 years ago I had a heart attack, which gave me some perspective. Which if you look at the kind of timeline and go back about 5 years, that's 2011, which is where Incredible Hulk is supposed to take place.
Oh, is it?
So like, I guess after that film, he has a heart attack and then gets this perspective change that he's talking about, which is cool. It explains why his character is a bit different.
And it also explains maybe like where he's been. Like maybe he took some time off after the Hulk.
Yeah.
Like, I probably would.
Yeah, because you kind of expect
if the whole of Harlem like collapsed on my watch, I'd be like, maybe I'll take a couple of days off.
I'll disappear, do a bit of golf.
There's a really good line in that scene where he says, "Do you know where Thor and the Hulk are right now?
Yeah.
Because if I misplace a couple of nuclear weapons,
I'd be in trouble.
Yeah, I'd be in pretty big shit or whatever." Which
that was a cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that sort of put the whole because. I'm not sure about you, but I was sort of sat there like, yeah, but why are they doing that? Like, I know they fucked up a little bit, but they're helping people. But then it's like they compare them to weapons, which is
and it's kind of like, oh shit,
and you're like, Actually, you kind of got a point.
Yeah.
Kind of see that.
Yeah. Did you agree with how the two sort of teams ended up divided in that?
In that bit, yeah. I like the fact that the two soldiers like Cap and Falcon.
Yeah.
What's Falcon's character?
Sam Wilson.
Sam Wilson. That's the one. Yeah, they were both against it because it was like we help people who deserve the help, not who were told to help.
Yeah.
Whereas like Rhodes still being a soldier, still being very much like the war machine is the military's sort of equipment.
Well, in
as of Iron Man 2 sort of thing.
Yeah, like the Mandarin sort of calls him the US's lapdog or something that he says, or I can't remember what he describes him as in Iron Man 3.
I want to know what happened to Iron Patriot. It's really annoying me. Like they just sort of forgot.
Who cares, really?
Yeah, I know. It's a terrible name.
Yeah, it's stupid.
They sort of threw it in there for no reason.
And then next film, he's back with the black and grey paint.
Yeah. Which I'm thank
God, yeah.
Because that was stupid.
I feel like it was just there for a joke.
Yeah. Right? It was there for the whole dick bit.
Yeah.
In the restaurant.
I'm not trying to be a dictator.
Dictator. Just speaking to my friend Richard here. You okay with that, Dick? That was really fun.
That was good. That was Iron Man 3, people. We tangented to that.
We're supporters of Iron Man 3. Not everyone is, but we actually kind of enjoy it.
I stand by it. So yeah, then we... what happened next in the film?
Then it's the bit where Tony's got like the headache in the room where they're arguing with
talks about the
thing you argue.
Talks about the guy, which is cool. It's all sort of discussing ideologies.
There's a really good bit in that scene where Scarlet Witch goes, Black Widow goes to Tony. It's like, oh, you're being unusually quiet for someone with such a big mouth. And then Cap goes, it's because he's already made up his mind. He's like, yeah, you've got me all figured out, haven't you? And it's like, you didn't like that. You don't like people thinking like they sort of know what you're doing.
It's like this constant undercurrent of like rage in this film. It feels like,
and it's very much like okay, I know what I'm doing, but you don't know why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
You don't know
stop being a smart ass.
Yeah.
Like, here's why. Look at this guy. He died. We dropped the building on him and we left. Like
we dropped a building on his head.
Yeah. Well, we were all being badass or something. What does he say?
We were all kicking ass.
That's it, kicking ass.
It's very RDJ is perfect.
Yeah.
So good.
So well written.
And he's like,
as well.
Like it felt like he was acting in this one. Like sort of Iron Man 2, it didn't really feel like he was acting.
It's just Robert Downey Jr. being Robert Downey Jr.
Iron Man 1 felt a bit more like he was acting.
Well, there's a bit more to sort of deal with there, like in the cave. And
Iron Man 2 was very much like in the middle of it. Nothing really affects him. Who cares?
Yeah.
And then Iron Man 3 obviously had the PTSD, so he was acting there. And a bit Avengers, I guess he was kind of just being RDJ.
Yeah.
Sort of
mostly all the way through.
Yeah.
Apart from maybe the bit where he passes out and wakes up, like.
Yeah, but even then he's
he's straight to cracking jokes. Well done, everyone. Like,
let's not go into work tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's like, did we win? Yay.
Shawarma joint.
Please be a secret door. Please be a secret door. Please be a secret door. Yay. That's great. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
RDJ tangent.
Yeah. What happens next? So they go to the summit, and then that's our introduction to T'Chaka and T'Challa.
Oh yeah. Then
T'Chaka gets blown up. And T'Challa.
No, that's the funeral.
Oh, the funeral. Oh wow, yeah, that kind of came out of left field, didn't it? That bit.
Yeah, it's like she's gone to sleep. I was like, oh, who? Oh, of course.
Yeah.
It worked.
That was kind of a... Wait, who texted him? Was it Thingamabobber?
I don't think it was Agent 13 because they didn't know.
Exactly. Who the hell texted him?
He probably had...
Was it a S.H.I.E.L.D. person?
No,
not a S.H.I.E.L.D.
just been a nurse who like...
yeah, that would make sense, yeah.
Just the hospital, probably.
Yeah, you'd think they'd ring
Did she die in... I guess she died in the States and then was shipped to...
I would imagine so, yeah.
Who knows?
That's probably, where she would have wanted to be buried. That's cool.
There's a really... I'm going to say this channel. There's a really nice bit in this scene.
Right.
But it's where Agent 13 steps up and she sort of walks forward. And like Cap's looking down and Mackie sort of widens his eyes and nudges him. He's like, huh? And he looks up, he's like,
Yeah. A great sort of bit of like realization there.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap! Like, what?
Which was really just fun. Like especially as it was those two. I like the fact that like Sam Wilson went.
Yeah, that's good.
With
Yeah.
Cap.
They're like proper like best buds.
Yeah,
at this point.
they're just buddies.
Yeah.
They're
He'll do
close
anything for
friends.
him. Really interesting about that scene is they repurposed a sort of infamous bit of dialogue from the Civil War comic that Captain America says about ideologies.
About if someone doesn't let you.
If someone doesn't follow your ideology or something, you plant yourself like a tree and say no, you move or something, which is always a bit weird because you can read that in many different ways. Like, what if someone's ideology is like kill everyone apart from me? Then no, don't plant yourself like a tree. Yeah, exactly. Like that's a bad ideology. But the way that they repurposed it, they didn't use the whole thing, but most of it, she sort of used it as a way to sort of say, this is what my aunt used to say about women. It was more like a feminist thing.
Yeah,
like,
and it was also very much like she probably knew what was going on with the Avengers as well.
Yeah.
Like she probably has some sort of thing about this treaty.
But yeah,
whatever it is.
the Sokovia Accords.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
So
so
yeah,
it felt relevant to that.
Yeah, which was just real nice.
That gave me goosebumps, that scene. Like when you just see Cap just like realising what's going on,
Yeah.
and she's saying it. It's a really good speech, and like
Yeah, and it does the sort of the low angle down on Cap to give him sort of a less sort of power status.
Yeah, and he's just like, oh my
What's that?
God, realisation. I suppose that's mostly what that scene was put there for, was to
yeah,
really
for sure.
ground Cap's idea and like cement him.
I'm glad they killed Peggy in a movie. It wasn't just like a like when they just didn't show the Pepper Potts like break up. Like that didn't deserve to be shown. But Peggy's funeral sort of was a real sort of change in Cap.
She's almost more important than Coulson was for the Phase 1.
Oh yeah.
Like she is the through line from most of the Marvel universe at this point.
And for Phase 2 is
So it's important that we sort of
Sure.
got that funeral, because now we've seen basically her introduction in the first Captain America: The First Avenger, and then her obviously death at the end of the trilogy, which is also a cool way of doing that, because now it's the circle of the trilogy.
Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, because she's a consistent thing throughout all. And then there's the bit where Steve's left alone in the church and
Natasha
Romanoff
Yeah.
walks in.
They get a cool scene. They have a hug.
Yeah,
A nice,
they have a nice
like
hug.
like a friendly hug,
Like
which
a really
is nice.
good hug. And it's like she's just stopped in on her way to the
Summit thing, yeah.
thing, which is really cool.
Yeah.
I really like that bit.
And it's
He's
nice.
like, have you come here to try and change my mind? It's like, no, I've come here because I didn't want you to be alone.
Yeah. It's like, these people are a family.
Yeah.
And then it really hits home later when you realise that they're all fighting. It's like it's cool little breadcrumbs like that they leave to set up this kind of.
This was the most sort of natural, like, because we were saying during the commentary for Cap 2 that like Natasha Romanoff's character is sort of just thrown where she needs to be. Yeah. She's a bit sort of ex machina, like, oh well, maybe we need a bit of a love interest, so there you go, Cap.
They do a kiss.
You can kiss or whatever.
Yeah.
Which like it didn't feel unnatural in the movie, but in this one she really feels like she's friends with Tony, she's friends with Cap, she's friends with like it didn't feel like she was like being thrown into places, and it was like if Wakanda had showed up instead, it wouldn't have meant as much. It was like it had to be Black Widow.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
Definitely.
So the Sokovia Accords, where we first meet Black Panther, is next.
Yes.
Which was pretty decent.
Cool introduction, I guess. It was standard.
Well, yeah, it felt like a very like him meeting like again Natasha Romanoff, like ex machina, just meet everyone. Him meeting her felt like that was the way it would have been. Like if it wasn't her, if Shield was still around, it would have been like Nick Fury.
Yeah.
So that felt.
Yeah, well, it's cool because like they actually acknowledge what happened in Winter Soldier. Like she released all this stuff on the internet, and obviously she was talking about like she was on Capitol Hill, as they said, like mouthing off on Capitol Hill.
Yeah, there's a bit in the scene beforehand where they're talking about like what they're gonna do. And it's like I think Anthony Mackie turns around and goes, "Weren't you the one who told the government to kiss their ass 2 years ago?" So that was a nice like little throwback.
Yeah, it's a cool little thing to sort of that people seem to forget about her character, is that I guess she is like some kind of political head now. where she's quite important politically because she's kind of like the rep.
She's the political side of the Avengers.
Yeah, like she is the one that goes to all these things, kind of thing.
But yeah, so we meet. What's his name?
T'Challa.
And
his father is T'Chaka.
Oh, okay.
But the thing
T'Challa, T'Chaka, T'Chundu.
Yeah, T'Chundu. But T'Chaka, we see him for like 5 minutes and then he gets killed off.
And that's still massively impacting.
Yeah, like it's just the way that Chadwick Boseman sort of played the losing his father thing in the slow motion, kind of like crying.
The bit where he's looking down at the truck and they all start backing away from it, and he runs, jumps, get down, everybody get down,
to the chopper,
now. But yeah, he runs, jumps, goes to reach for his father, sort of has his hand on his shoulder, and then gets thrown back.
Yeah.
Which was like,
holy fuck.
Like both times I saw that, I was like, shit, he almost had him.
Yeah.
It's like, god damn.
Yeah.
And then he's like crawls up to him. He's like, no.
Yeah. That was really well done.
Yeah, that was really good. Like, I think getting rid of the sound for that bit worked really well. Like on a direct.
Just like the silence kind of works with it, I suppose.
But
what I really like, sort of keeping on Black Panther, like it's a cool way to sort of set up his character that instead of having his first film be about learning to not be a violent guy or whatever, and in this film he learns that
he does that.
Yeah, he has that arc and like to not be vengeful, but to be sort of an actual king. And
the living are not done with you yet.
Yeah. Like he's a really good character.
Yes, he's very. I immediately liked him, and I thought I might not.
Yeah.
Because
like
there's a line. I guess we can talk about this now because it's not really like a scene that much happens in, but it's where Black Widow is like, "Oh, I can help you find Captain America," and she's stood in front of the car, and his like bodyguard walks up and goes, "Move." He's like, as entertaining as that would be.
He's got his like humorous mode.
That was fun.
He I know what you mean. Like I don't know enough about Black Panther, but I was kind of worried that maybe he'd be too sort of, I'm king royal, like too grandiose. But he was like a grounded kind of cool guy, like suave, not suave in the kind of Tony Stark way, but like a calm.
He just had a very sort of demanding presence.
Yeah, a calm coolness, I suppose. Like
So
it
after,
worked really well.
After the explosion, there's the bit where they're all sort of down in the wreckage, like seeing all the first aiders trying to get themselves checked up and everything, and he's like, oh no, I will go after him myself.
Yeah,
it's like, yes, you will.
Yes, please get in the
Fucking
costume.
do that.
Get in the costume. And then obviously it leads into Captain America finding Bucky at some random apartment,
which I originally thought was going to be
Spider-Man's house.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Peter Parker's apartment.
Thank God it wasn't, because it was a bit. Once you see it, in the
it
film,
was a lot worse than
it looked in the trailer.
Like it looked like they just had like a dodgy window that maybe like Spidey broke or something. Yeah. But no, it was proper shit on.
Yeah,
that bit was really cool.
That was a cool scene because you sort of forget that Bucky's like super awesome, badass, trained. Immediately gets the bed, throws it down the corridor so they can't open the door. Like they're like,
fuck. That's the table, isn't it?
Yeah, the table. Yeah.
That was
throws
awesome.
It down. That was cool. And then they come through the windows, and then Cap like bounces the grenade
and then,
off.
Like Bucky gets a grenade thrown at him. He kicks it towards Cap, and Cap just puts his shield on top of it. It's like
explodes.
That was cool.
Yeah.
And then there's a bit where I think Cap like hits the grenade back out a window at one point.
Yeah.
Like with his shield, and then Bucky picks up the bed, the bed, and like just throws it against the window
to bounce it off.
And then just sort of like takes the impact from the grenade or whatever.
Yeah,
that was awesome. That whole thing was like insane.
And it wasn't just an action scene to be an action scene. Like Cap is there, like, dude, please don't kill people. You're just gonna make things worse. He doesn't say that, but it's like,
no, he does.
Bucky, you're gonna kill people.
Yeah,
dude, don't. He's like, I'm not killing anyone.
Yeah, because he punches through the thing. And Cap moves there, he gets on the vote side, throws it off thing. It's like, I'm not gonna kill anyone.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yes.
But then he's like he throws a guy off the banister, and then Cap catches him. It's like, what the hell, man?
Like, come on, man.
Come on, man.
But that was cool because there's a bit like after that. First of all, the bit where Bucky gets from one one level to the other where he jumps from one to like.
Is it where he grabs on the guy that's zip line down?
Yeah.
Swings on it.
Swings on him to get that, and then you see Cap like throw himself like, and it's like yes, Cap can still jump.
Yeah.
And then
still jump.
He's
not too old.
But there's a bit where Cap like throws someone off the edge, but he's like he clips into another bloke.
I was gonna say that. It was
that was awesome.
Yeah, but it's like funny how like not a minute earlier it's like, come on, man, and then he does it himself, but knowing the guy will be able to catch him.
Yeah, he does it with like safety precautions. Oh, there's also the bit where they're at the top of the stairs and the dude's like, oh, he has escaped. He's heading down the north stairwell,
and then smashes the walkie-talkie. Yeah,
that was cool.
Because it's cool because you're showing that Cap doesn't want anyone to get in trouble, but at the same time he knows he has to do it. Like he wants to do it. Like he's being selfish, but selfless.
He's trying to bring him in, but he's trying to make sure he doesn't die in the process.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
which is really
because he knows he's putting a target on his own head by getting involved after not signing. And then we get our introduction to Black Panther.
Well, before that, there's the bit where Bucky drops down like 3 levels of stairs, but he just grabs onto the banister and rips it off.
Yeah.
Is that? There's a bit where he swings from one to another, but
that's not after
breaking the banister, isn't it?
Yeah, he like swings, kind of
foreshadowing
for Spider-Man.
That looked fucking awesome.
It was cool.
And Daredevil.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then there's the bit where he drops down like 6 flights of stairs.
Yeah.
He climbs back up and then jumps from the window to the other.
Yeah. Which is weird because both of them jump out of that window. There's a balcony. Mm-hmm. But you sort of expect that you'd run along the corridor, jump, put your foot on the balcony, then spring off. But both of them just hurdle the balcony. Like you'd expect them to want to get a bit more height and length if you're gonna jump on it.
Well, I didn't think Bucky was gonna make it.
Like dies.
No, just the way it's shot because it's like a bird's eye view. And it just doesn't look like he's got the distance. Yeah. I thought he was going to like one-hand it and then pull himself up to take the impact on his arm or whatever. But no, he makes it.
Yeah, he does. But it's funny because like when he makes it, he hits the side and then flops.
Yeah.
But then when Cap does it, he just lands it perfectly. Does a forward roll and carries on running.
Does the impact roll and then boom, straight off.
And then that is where Black Panther jumps in. And that is such a cool introduction to him because obviously you're getting the helicopter shooting at him, doesn't give a shit because vibranium. And his fighting style is so like ferocious and like
it's very,
quick movements and like
it's graceful but aggressive.
Yeah.
It's like
doing his flips and scratches.
Like if you've ever gone to a 5-year-old ballet class. It's like that.
They know what they got to do, but they're doing it very angrily.
I don't want to be here. It's 6 a.m. You're 7. Why is your voice so deep?
I'm the Black Panther.
We don't go to 5-year-old ballet classes.
Yeah, I thought that's a bit weird. I mean, I can't. Yeah. I mean, I don't. I can't speak for you. But
not anymore.
not since the restraining order.
Not since I'm not allowed in.
But then that is where we lead into the awesome scene of them just running and pacing it down the road.
Oh,
yeah, and I found out how they filmed that is they put him on like a moving floor, pull the floor along, and then he runs on the moving floor, so it gives him that
like
extra
a long
speed.
treadmill.
Yeah,
like they were running along.
Like a reverse treadmill in the sense that. So if you imagine when you would run on a treadmill, it moves to stop you from moving.
And
then it's reversed.
Like a stairway out, like an
airport.
Travelator.
Yeah.
That's what I meant by treadmill.
Yeah.
When you were like reverse, I was like, wait, they were running against it? Like,
just still running really fast. Yeah.
God damn!
They actually injected them with super soldier serum.
Oh, okay.
That's why
they stole from Howard Stark.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's why he died. Yeah. Spoilers. But so it's cool that that's almost completely practical. Them running on that road.
Yeah.
Which is fucking awesome. And they're just like pacing it. All 3 of them are just bombing it down.
Although then Cap does jump in a car for some reason.
Yeah, kind of cheats to catch up.
Kind of weird.
I honestly thought from the trailers, it kind of looks like Cap is falling behind. Black Panther is like catching up on Bucky.
Yeah, the trailers didn't give away anything.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like the way the trailer sort of presented it was like Bucky was on a bike and Black Panther was like catching up.
Yeah.
But the way they did it was makes more sense.
Yeah. Because even the bit. Because Cap's obviously... Black Panther jumps onto Cap's truck.
Yeah, he's just like, hello.
And he's like swinging around on it. And then like he jumps off onto Falcon, I think.
Yeah, he does. He grabs onto Falcon, yeah.
pulls him back, and whatever.
And then,
but that causes an explosion for some reason.
I think someone shoots something. I think Falcon
fires
something to stop Bucky, but then because he's lost bounce from Black Panther, it hits the wall.
But that explosion's like not in the trailer, because it just looks like Black Panther jumps off the car, straight into swipe Bucky's will, but because the explosion's not there, which is really cool. Like this trailer, like just took away things.
Yeah, it was a good. Well, obviously getting rid of Spider-Man from the lineup and stuff. Like, can we talk about the awesome Bucky steals a bike moment?
Fucking hell!
Takes the guy off the bike, spins it round,
watching
lands
that
on
with
it.
you and your brother, you were both like everyone was saying was like,
yeah.
Watching it like 3 days later with my brother and like my cousin, I was like, I knew what was happening. I was like, everyone, that was just like a standout. Like, what the fuck? That was insane. He just picked up a bike, swung it around, and just
on the bike,
jumped straight on with it, like keeping hold of the accelerator the whole time. Like, what the fuck?
That was cool way of doing it.
And then he just gets knocked off like a little bitch.
Yeah. And I really love the line of War Machine when he lands and he's like, "Well done, Cap. You're a criminal."
Yeah.
Like, you fucking idiot.
Yeah. And then he takes off. Black Panther takes off the helmet. He's like, "Your Highness."
Your Highness. Yeah, like, that's weird. Like, what the hell? Which is interesting because they all sort of get in trouble, but I think like it feels like Black Panther is more exempt from that. I guess he's already assigned the Accords. Maybe. Because I mean,
he was going to.
He's like a political figure, I guess. So, he's kind of in this
Wakanda
weird
was
flux.
going to sign the Accords anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. They would have been on the board.
They were supporting the Accords because of what happened. So yeah, I guess. And plus, I don't know. I don't know what like exempted him, but yeah, he was already part of the Accords, and he was trying to take down the Winter Soldier, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Which was another thing. Like that's what their soldiers were trying to do anyway.
But the thing is, at that point in the film, he's trying to kill him. Which is really weird because, like, say he did kill him. What happens then to Black Panther? They're like, hang on, mate. You just sort of judge, jury, executioned him.
Well, they were trying to kill him. They were trying to shoot him on sight.
Yeah, they had orders to shoot on sight. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe he asked permission?
Maybe he was on side. Yeah.
Because, I mean, I don't think he doesn't get his costume taken away.
Yeah, you're right. And then, they say to him, instead of a cell, you're getting an office. It's like, great. Thanks.
There's a good bit in the car where Anthony Mackie's sat behind him. He's like, "So what's up with the cat costume?"
No, he's like, "So you like cats, huh?"
Yeah.
But then it's funny, like later in the movie, it's like they read their sort of the files that are on their suits and stuff. It's like, a bird costume, really? Like, that's good.
What? A dude shows up in a cat costume and you don't ask more questions? You don't want to know why?
And then we get the exposition line where Cap's like, suit right made out of vibranium or something. He says like, so you get that quick sort of explanation.
Oh yeah, sweet.
That's good.
Which you already sort of knew from the sort of press meeting.
Yeah.
Where he's like, when they took vibranium from us.
Yeah.
Don't know what else that was.
We're talking about that quickly, about like that speech and why those people were in that office block that got blown up, the Wakandans. It's cool that I know obviously it's a shared universe, but it's always nice to see that. I'm pretty sure what he's talking about the weapon that was made out of the vibranium was the thing that obviously held the meteor together in Age of Ultron. I'm pretty sure that's what he's talking about, because he said the stolen vibranium that was used to make the weapon, and we didn't want that to be our legacy, is roughly what he says. Which is cool, because then it's like, as soon as Age of Ultron happened, they realise it's vibranium, they're like, oh shit, we should probably start talking to everyone in the world saying, that wasn't us, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Which then leads obviously into this film.
I was trying to think what I thought the vibranium was. I can't remember. What else is vibranium in the universe?
Well, I mean, the shield.
But I knew it wasn't that. There was something else. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I could be wrong. There's no confirmation that is what the weapon is referring to.
Actually, yeah.
But I feel like it would be the Age of Ultron spire thing that holds the meteor together.
Yeah.
That's like a natural way to bring in Black Panther, I think. Like,
yeah, for sure.
A weapon is made out of their technology, and then
out of their stolen technology.
Yeah.
So they've basically got to clear their
name, and like, we didn't have anything.
That wasn't us.
I swear it was stolen. Andy fucking Circus. Gollum stole it. Like.
Fucking Gollum, man. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's probably here. I'm Andy Circus. Takes off a green screen suit.
Just like
I am
ping
Andy
pong
Circus.
balls.
Yes. I'm in everything.
The whole like council is just Andy Circus.
And all Andy Circus.
Oh. But yeah, and then we get the cool scene between Cap and Robert.
Tony.
Yeah, Robert. What about Tony? Yeah.
Where he brings in the pens. He's like, and it's like, oh, I won't want to break up the set.
Yeah.
Like, yes. Cool.
Awesome guy. And then they kind of in a weird way figure out that the guy doing the interview with Bucky is the guy that sort of made this all happen, which is it's a kind of a weird logic leap, I thought.
Yeah, it was very much like, well, I guess it was sort of, because they didn't really know what was going on. It was more just, we didn't talk about the torture scene.
What was the torture scene?
Where he's hanging the Russian upside down.
Oh yeah, we completely jumped
dark.
over that. Yeah, that was dark.
That was dark with that dude.
Cool introduction.
Oh yeah, to the...
Right.
I jumped the curb and crashed into your car.
Yeah. Hello, is anyone?
Can you swap insurance?
Yeah. I won't call the police. Yeah.
Tell me about December 16, 1991.
Yeah. Don't know how how does he know the book is in that specific area of the wall? Because he smashes a hole in the wall. He's like, oh, there's the book.
Yeah, I found it.
No, there's... Because the guy wasn't giving anything up in the interrogation, so how the fuck did he figure out where the book was?
That wall might have had bad plastering on it. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
But yeah. Anyway.
So then Cap figures out that the reason they were broadcasting the guy's face all over the world was to find him, because they set him up, and somehow, this guy was the reason.
Well, I think that was more just like there's been a power failure whilst this guy happens to be in there.
Well, the thing is, they made the logic leap before that happened, and then that happens. He's like, okay, this confirms everything.
Oh, okay.
Then they go and check it out. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But
well, my brother said something that really annoyed me.
What?
Why don't they just cut off Bucky's arm?
Yeah. Why don't they?
Like that really got. I was like,
yeah.
I have no argument back to that. Because that's really annoying.
Because it's basically a weapon.
Yeah.
And
And it's you see it get ripped off later, and it's electric inside, so it's not like there's not like it's coating any flesh.
No.
It's not like you actually. It wouldn't hurt him.
No, it makes you kind of think that maybe there's some kind of human rights thing, like you're taking away basically a prosthetic arm from an amputee. Can you imagine that?
They do in prison.
Do they? Oh,
yeah, if an amputee goes to prison, I'm pretty sure they lose like a prosthetic leg or whatever.
Yeah, or they probably get like privileges at certain points of the day.
To exercise during cell time. Yeah. I don't know. It just seemed like
interesting question. Yes, it's a good point.
Yeah, which really fucked me off.
Maybe they didn't have time.
That's what I said. I said it was probably just like they had to get him to the cell as fast as possible.
Any kind of resistance would have came from like trying to get it off.
Like if super soldiers don't like react to drinking, maybe they don't react to like drugs. Like if you try to like knock out,
put him under
Trank, like Cap and super soldier, maybe it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So maybe they couldn't.
That's a good point.
Time down.
Yeah.
Boom. I'll go home and tell my brother.
They did time they had him. Yeah, like even when they had him in that cage thing, he still managed to break himself out. Like so, he was never in any.
Because the only thing that was stopping
danger,
him, they sort of explain at the end where he's like, you move, zap.
Yeah.
You shout, zap. You flinch, zap.
And then you
try to escape.
Please. But then they turn the power off, so you won't get zapped.
Yeah. In this movie,
playing some guy.
Playing someone.
Some bloke that will probably...
grey suit man.
Yeah, will likely reappear
He's
in Black
very
Panther.
Martin Freeman, isn't he?
Yeah, I couldn't help but feel that it was just Martin Freeman doing an accent. Yeah. Which it was, obviously.
Yeah. But yeah, he's not the most sort of...
accentable. Is that the word?
No, he was good at the accent. The accent was no issue. It was just, he's not the most transitional actor. You can't... He's just Martin Freeman. It's
kind of like how...
He's got that face.
Yeah, like Benedict Cumberbatch can kind of get away with playing a load of different roles.
Yeah.
Like Martin Freeman's just like...
I think it's Benedict's like hair.
Yeah.
Like it's constantly changing and everything, like with each role he does, whereas...
Bit of beard in
Martin Freeman's got...
Doctor Strange.
Got short white hair.
Yeah.
That's his whole shtick.
That is his thing. With the suit, that's always slightly too long for him, I feel, and then...
Yeah.
Then he sort of, does awkward movements like, please.
He does like a little face, like he has a little face twitch.
Yeah.
He does quite like him.
Yeah, he was still good.
Yeah, he was good. There was nothing wrong with it.
It didn't feel intrusive, which is the most important part. It wasn't like, oh, Martin Freeman's in the film now, what? And it was just like, oh, he's here, cool.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, I'm a I'm a CIA agent.
Yeah, I'm just
Whatever.
showing up to do my thing.
It was CIA, wasn't it? That's where Agent 13 went.
Possibly, or whatever the international kind of.
Because I think he says, oh, they've got the CIA have a base in London now, and she goes, no, Berlin.
Yeah.
Which is why she's there.
Yeah.
It's some sort of
CIA. I get the feeling it's like a coalition of like CIA and obviously other intelligences. I think that's what they imply it is. Because it'd be a bit weird if the Central Intelligence of America. Oh no, it's just Central Intelligence Agency, isn't it? Oh yeah. I thought, for some reason I was thinking the A meant America.
Yeah, it usually does.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, moving on.
But yeah, so then they escape. There's a bit where because he obviously throws Cap down the elevator shaft.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And then like you see the bad guy. I can't remember his name. Zemo. You see him look down the elevator shaft, and like Falcon sort of. Sam Wilson gets out. He's like, "Hey, shut up! What are you doing?"
Oh. Yeah.
And there's a really cool bit where he runs out into the street chasing him, and someone runs into him.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Which is like realistic, right?
Yeah.
People running around, some blokes in the middle of the crowd
just
not moving.
stops.
Yeah. Which is, please, if you're ever in a crowd that's moving, please don't stop. It's so annoying. I don't know what that applies to, but
just
like queuing.
moving traffic. Like, just don't stop.
Yeah.
Motorways.
Yeah. Don't stop in the middle of the motorway.
And then obviously after that is the like everyone versus Winter Soldier part.
Yeah, where we get the. I was thinking about this earlier today, where Tony obviously uses the glove.
Yeah. Well,
from his watch.
Sort of a glove.
Yeah, kind of
like
pseudo gauntlet thing.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about it, and like that was first kind of set up in Iron Man 3. You know where he builds the like shit one that burns him after he uses it?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Remember that where they're in Tennessee?
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what I said about bullies or some shit? And he does the light.
Yeah.
And then shoots him with the arc reactor thing. And then he's like, and takes it off. I feel like that was like a precursor to what he's then built here, which is like a working
that
gauntlet.
was just like a couple of wires and like the thing, whereas this was like the hand
pull
piece.
it over the hand, yeah. And
like, it wasn't a blast, it was
some kind of stun thing.
Yeah, it was like a wave.
Yeah.
Like a sound wave.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
That's cool.
Because he just sort of stunned him and then he turns around and he's like, bang!
Yeah.
And he has the black eye.
Yeah.
Which is cool. So cool. All these things are cool.
And that's why his arms hurt as well. I didn't even think about that.
It's his left arm.
Yeah. Holy fuck. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That makes so much sense.
Left arm, right eye.
Because of course, if you're going to take a bullet, no matter what, even if you have got
a protective hand, it doesn't take the impact.
You still get the shock of like, fuck, like, yeah.
Yeah, so my arm feels numb. Is that normal?
Yeah. But yes, that's a cool scene, and then you finally get to see a bit of sort of no suit Black Panther doing a bit, which is cool. You get to see Chadwick doing his
What's with the bit where he sort of gets beat by the Winter Soldier? Winter Soldier runs up some stairs, and then Black Panther sort of jumps down.
I think it's to kind of show how quick the bloke is. Like he runs around.
It just didn't make any sense.
He must like wall jump up and then go "fuck you" from above.
Hulk smash!
Panther smash.
Yeah, that bit just felt weird, and then like
it was. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Then he jumps down, and then he jumps down after him, and he's gone.
Yeah, that's cool. Odd. Then he takes the helicopter, and then thankfully Chris Evans took his jacket off earlier, so we get to have the muscle scene. Guns, and it just
big veiny gun, and then he like even flips his arm to
actually get the proper curl going.
Gunshot.
Oh yeah, it was
ripped,
like
man. I got it ripped.
Yeah, and they didn't even like. It was just a continuous shot. They didn't cut away to anything else. It was just look at his muscles.
Well, it was even the bit where he jumps down and he sort of brings the helicopter down to the ground. He's sort of like
you get to see his cool shoes. Like.
He drops a bit and he grabs it and it's like, I must flip my arm to make. It was like he's doing it, and then like one of the Russos goes, more arm,
more flex,
and he goes. Flip on.
There you go. You like that, the Russos?
You seeing this? Seeing my muscle?
Oh man, it's like.
And then he gets his jacket back from somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, he left it in the elevator, so he must have went back into the elevator.
Yeah, he then goes into the swimming pool.
Yeah,
he get a swimming pool. He goes into the river.
Fuck knows, man.
He goes back into it. So I just got my jacket.
Just get my jacket back, man.
Just got my jacket on. Also. The bit where he gets thrown down, like, the elevator shaft, how low does that building go? Because I'm pretty sure that part's underground.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't even really fall that far. That it was like one story.
Still.
Yeah.
What's below the Winter Soldier?
More Winter Soldiers.
What? There are more?
Yeah, so that scene then leads into where they're both hiding, and they've obviously clamped his arm down. Which is then the Ant-Man post-credits trailer thing.
Well, which I didn't think they were going to include.
Yeah.
Because that's very much the end of the scene, isn't it?
Yeah. What about the Sokovia Accords? Even if we did tell Tony, he won't believe us. Blah, blah, blah. I know a guy. Yeah.
Which then turns out to be like Clint instead. It
I
doesn't
think
actually turn out... Like, it's obviously it's Ant-Man, but the way the movie says it...
Presents it is,
It's, I know a guy. Clint. Hello.
How you doing, Tic Tac? Is his nickname for him. Like, that's weird. Why do they call him Tic Tac? Because he's small?
Because he's small.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because he doesn't like him because he beat him. It's like, whatever you do, don't tell Rogers.
Yeah. What scene comes after that directly? Is it?
That's Clint breaking into the...
Yeah.
Into the thing.
Well, because we get the whole scene where Tony says he knows a guy as well.
Is that before?
That's what I'm wondering, because I think it might go from... So they come up from the water, like, oh, they're both alive. And then I think it goes to Downey, like, oh, you got any ideas? Black Widow's like, I was on about going downstairs. And he's like, no. I'm on about...
I don't know.
So then I think it does maybe...
To Queens!
And what a revelation that was. Alt J playing, like...
I don't know how that song goes.
I can't remember.
But that was the... Because I said in the review that the only thing I didn't really like was the big
text,
word.
Yeah.
The Queen's one was the only one that didn't annoy me.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. Yeah, because it just felt like it fit.
Yeah. It was just like,
I think it's because it was like over like a crane shot of Queen's.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
I really appreciate how finally we're doing it right. That Spider-Man is basically not a poor family, but like the way they would lead you to believe that Spider-Man is in the other two Spider-Man films is that they're living much more comfortably than they should be.
Yeah.
Because Aunt May is old in those films, and like I guess they have a pension, but like they shouldn't be living in
the first one. The first one, the house was far too nice.
Yeah.
The original Sam Raimi ones.
The Amazing Spider-Man one was really nice, I thought. Especially when they're on the front door and Gwen Stacy's like, why didn't you come to the funeral? Like, if you look at where they are, like, Jesus, it's a nice place. Like,
the actual house isn't so nice, I wouldn't say. Like, his room's a lot smaller, I feel. Yeah. And stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, because I can just... The Sam Raimi one, I just remember the bit where he runs down the stairs and runs up the wall to get there. Yeah. And, like... That staircase is real fancy to me. I don't know what it is. It's probably just so they could do that one shot.
Yeah.
But
yeah, he's living in basically
an apartment building.
Yeah, like a block.
I thought he was in like rooms. I thought he was in like college, like a dorm.
Yeah. And then you see his aunt.
And then you see like his hot aunt.
55-year-old aunt. Which is cool. That makes sense.
Well, we do come in all shapes and sizes.
Indeed.
Nice little, like, shut up, nerds.
And we actually did get... I didn't realise this the first time we watched Civil War, but on my second viewing, they do actually explain why his eyes will be expressive later on in the film. It's... when they're talking about his onesie, or Tony's like, why'd you wear this onesie? He's like, how do you even see with these? And then puts the, like, really big goggles on his eyes. And he's like, when the thing happened, my senses went up to 11. And so they just helped me concentrate. Which is exactly what we said in a previous podcast, I think. So then it comes back later in the film that he actually has, obviously, Tony Stark designed lenses instead of the big goggle things. Yeah. So that's cool.
Yeah. Well, I knew about that. I didn't make that connection. I saw it twice and it was both very light. Yeah. I really like the bit where he's like, "This is you, isn't it?" It's like, that's quite impressive to like stop that. And he goes, I don't know, that stuff's all done online. Like,
YouTube,
it's YouTube, man, right? And it's all done. And he like opens the loft on the attic, and then like the suit falls down on a piece of string. He just like runs off underneath, into like a laundry basket. He's like, yeah. And it just looks around with him like, what?
Nothing. And
it's just great.
Where'd you get this? Where'd you get the webbing, prehensile, and whatever?
And he throws it, and he's like,
catches it, yeah. He said, I made it myself. He's like, holy crap, like, wow.
And then he does like a little throw into the laundry basket, which was really nice.
Yeah. It's just all in all a good scene. And they don't go
the
over...
dialogue he does when he's like, yeah, I like to play football, but I didn't then, so why should I now?
Yeah, that's genius.
Because you're different.
Mm.
So yeah. And he even does like the with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, he doesn't say it, but
but he does like a paraphrase of like something his like Uncle Ben would have said to him.
Well, because
if you can do something when you don't do it, anything that happens after that is your fault.
It's your fault, yeah.
Which I was like, this is the way to do it. Don't be like, with great responsibility comes power that you must use to be responsible for the power you have. Yeah. Don't try and beat around the bush. Just get Peter to say it. Like, oh, my Uncle Ben used to say this to me. He's like, okay.
And I think it's sort of...
dick about it.
It's leading up to, in the actual Spider-Man film, we're just not going to get any Uncle Ben.
Like, and any origin.
Yeah, thank God.
Because he sort of goes... He goes, so how can you do all this? It's like, yeah, well, I was going, how can you see through these things? He's like, never mind. Which was like, it was the best thing. And he was so happy.
Like, at the time of the film, he's like, oh, I've been doing this for like 6 months or something. He says, that's cool. He's been around for about the same time that Ant-Man's been about, I think. Yeah, it kind of lines up almost.
Scott Lang's Ant-Man.
Yeah. So that's cool.
Which, was cool.
I hope we get... not a montage of like his origin, but I'd love to see a montage near the start of the film, maybe, of just him in his old costume doing stuff.
Yeah, like that was me.
Yeah, like this is what I used to do.
Yeah.
Speed cut of random shit.
Or like even just like in his room, like pictures of the old costume.
Yeah,
like when he's working at Daily Planet.
Yeah, like during the opening credits, maybe like it just pans down, kind of like the opening to like Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah, I was about to say the fucking Wallace and Gromit opening. Oh, to that music and everything.
Oh yeah. We'll send that in. If you're listening, Marvel, do some Wallace and Gromit shit.
But yeah, that was Spider-Man's great. He's like. Because the old films, they would be like, he's a nerd. He's a nerd like the comics. But this one, he's like, he's a nerd. He's a nerd like you.
Yeah.
He
just kind of like, he stutters over his words and he doesn't know, he's a bit awkward.
There's a bit where he like slaps his hands together. He's like,
yeah.
He's like,
I like watching it, I was like, this is us.
Yeah, I was like, I'd do this. Yeah. I could have been Spider-Man.
This is like literally us.
Standing by this, I could have been Spider-Man. God damn it.
But like watching it.
Damn you all to hell.
Like watching it just felt like that's how we always were when we were in college.
Yeah, that's how we are now.
Yeah, we still are, yeah.
So I'm at work.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what I'm doing.
Yeah, And like even when he was trying to explain, like you said, the great power and responsibility thing, even then it was kind of, he was explaining it in a almost kind of awkward way. Yeah,
it was the fact that like Tony could see how awkward he was, so he goes, you ever been, do you have a passport? No. You ever been to Germany? No. No, you're going to love it. What? No, I can't go to Germany, I've got homework.
I got homework.
Pretend like you didn't just say that.
Yeah. And you see, even like little things, like when Tony goes to sit next to him and he's like, yeah, can you move your leg? Yeah. He doesn't pick up on like the social cues or anything, he's just like, oh.
I'm going to need you to move your leg because I'm going to sit. I'm going to sit. And then then Tony starts to become awkward because he sort of does the stutter slap on the back thing.
What this has only just occurred to me now, we almost had kind of the precursor to this in Iron Man 3, where Tony's interacting with the other kid.
Yeah.
And it's like a practice for him to finally then meet Peter Parker and,
Yeah, he doesn't really sort of... He'd never have kids.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really know how to go about that.
Which comes along, which incidentally in itself is a line of dialogue that Cap says, where it's like, "You guys pregnant?" And
no.
No,
far from
it. Yeah. I wonder if because we know Tony's going to be in Spider-Man: Homecoming. I wonder if maybe we'll get a little appearance of the kid from Iron Man 3, and they're both on some kind of science course. I don't know. Probably not.
I hope not.
I hope not as well. Yeah. So what happens next in the film?
The Hawkeye Vision.
Yes.
One bit. Which,
the breakout.
Yeah, which might have been before. We don't.
Yeah,
we've only seen it twice.
Yeah, I mean,
in a week.
We'll have to see it a third time, to get these things right. But yeah, that breakout scene was cool. It was weird because when he appeared, I just was like, oh yeah, Hawkeye's in this film.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was like, he wasn't really needed. Kind of was.
Yeah.
Kind of would have been weird if he wasn't there.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have been weird if he wasn't, though. It's like,
The thing I want to say, actually, before we sort of get into the bulk of that scene, is like right at the start of that scene, we enter, and the sort of establishing shot is in what is like the living room of the Avengers building, but Vision's like sleeping, kind of, but he's just floating there. And it's kind of dark.
And then there's explosions like outside.
Yeah, but it's like really eerie. That it's just Vision creepily floating there like a ghost, like not moving. And it's just dark. I thought that was really weird. I don't know, maybe...
It's just power, like...
Yeah, just foreshadowing, just something, I don't know what.
Something or another.
But it was creepy, and then, the explosion that Hawkeye does.
And then he leaves.
Yeah.
And then he comes back in, and Hawkeye's up...
Yeah, I like that. It was almost Batman-esque of, like, Hawkeye's sort of pre-planning kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be ready for him.
And then when he comes in, he's like, alright, we gotta go. He runs off, gets in the corridor, turns around, she's still stood there, he's like, it's this way.
Come on, man. Like, keeping up that kind of, like, wit. That, like, it's cool.
He's sort of got, since the Avengers, like, the Avengers, he didn't really have it.
I mean, he wasn't
possessed, like, the whole time.
Yeah.
But now he's just, like, a real sarcastic bastard all the time.
Yeah, along with Black Widow and Tony and pretty much most people from the Avengers.
Everyone's sarcastic.
Everyone from S.H.I.E.L.D., like... what was her name? Maria Hill, Nick Fury.
She was so sarcastic.
Yeah, Nick Fury was pretty sarcastic as well. Anyone that was kind of introduced through the Iron Man films became sarcastic because that was the tone of those films,
which is great.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so we've.
And Scarlet Witch
overpowers.
Yeah, that was interesting because you can see the Infinity Stone glows.
It goes red, doesn't it?
Yeah. And then I guess what is happening there is because I guess the way he controls his mass, like, and goes through walls and stuff, is through the Infinity Stone.
Yeah.
So then I guess she's like manipulating that, makes him really heavy, and then pushes him down.
Because what I really liked was the fight scene before that.
Right.
With Vision and Hawkeye, where he's kicking and punching through him, and then he gets hard. And he's like trying to punch him, but he's just not feeling anything.
Because he's just made of vibranium himself. Like, yeah.
That was awesome.
The line is like, I knew I should have stretched.
So you can't overpower me, Clint. It's like, no, she can.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
It was cool.
Like all of these lines could have been used in the trailer. Like, do you get that feeling? Like Fast and Furious is very much like, oh my god, we gotta go to another funeral. No, just one. His.
Buzzwords, lines, and that kind of thing.
Whereas this was like, should have stretched. No, but she can. It was like...
That was like, Fast and Furious level of trailer.
But it just didn't matter. Like, it just felt right.
Yeah.
Which was a balance the Russo brothers, I think, have.
It's kind of, it's like a punch the air moment. Yeah, that wasn't spoiled in the trailer, which is, thank God.
And then, she puts him into the ground, and then you get, like, the underground sort of looking up. He's like, so, let's go.
We got one more stop.
Yeah.
Which is Ant-Man!
But before that...
what happens before that?
Agent 13 and Steve...
yeah.
in the getaway car.
I think this is one of my favourite...
I don't know why, but I love it so much.
Yeah.
It's so good.
First of all, it's... can you put your seat up? Nope.
No. And he just sort of moves over.
Yeah, shuffles over. Yeah. I think this is one of my favourite kisses in all of the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the best one is the Agent Carter and Cap one because it's like so earned. Like that romance all the way through is really good. But this one was just like you're watching the film and like everything's going wrong for Cap. Like his first love died, her aunt died. Like everything's stressing out for both of them, and they just sort of look at each other and like, fuck it, get all this stress out, kiss, boom.
And it felt like little Steve being like, I'm gonna kiss you now. Yeah. Because it just felt like it felt so badly timed that it was perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like when I first watched it, I was like, that's really awkward. But then watching it the second time, I was like, it's meant to be awkward. Like, and he looks, the kiss, she's like, I better go. He's like, okay. And he looks at the car, and then both sat there like, alright.
I think, universally, every time, well, I've seen it twice. Both times you've seen it, was that like one of the biggest laughs in the theatre?
Yeah, just like anything Anthony Mackie says, just cracked everyone up. Both times I saw the film.
He easily gets some of the best lines, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Possibly
I think it's because he's the sarcastic one on like Cap's team.
Yeah. He's like the main comedic kind
Yeah.
of guy. I mean, Ant-Man on his team is
Oh,
also
yeah,
hilarious.
sure.
Probably some of the funniest stuff actually does come from Ant-Man, I'd say.
Which is in the next scene, which we can talk about now.
Yeah. So they're in their hilarious blue Beetle, VW Beetle from like the...
Pull up next to the white van.
Yeah. And then Hawkeye opens the thing and it's like, come on, man, just come on.
It's like, he's ready and raring to go. Might need some coffee.
But it's like how Ant-Man's trying to say stuff to him. It's just come on, just go. Come on.
It's the bit where he gets out, he's like, "You're Captain America."
Yeah.
I'm shaking your hand way too long.
It's
It's like, it's Captain America. And he turns around and looks at one and he's like, "I know you too.
You're great. Thank you for thanking of me."
Yeah, thank you for thanking of me.
Oh.
They were great.
The thing is, I know obviously there was probably no draft ever of this film where that team was going to go off to wherever it was to end up at the end of the film. But I couldn't stop thinking about how awesome it would have been to have seen that, like them actually successfully go on that mission and do whatever.
Yeah, make it to the Quinja or whatever.
Yeah, but I'm happy with the way it turned out. But yeah, so then we actually get to the.
I think you were thanking him.
We actually get to the fight scene, and it's just. How do we talk about this? Like, I mean, it started quite cool because Cap just gets surrounded.
Yeah, and then.
But then he's like, "Are you ready, Lang?" And then Lang's on the shield, which Spider-Man stole.
Yeah. So it starts off with the trailers like, "Alright, I'm getting impatient." Under rules.
Yeah.
But then we get something that wasn't in the trailer, which is like a stumble as he lands. He's like, I
didn't stick the landing.
Yeah, just to the landing because I'm in my new suit, which is great, by the way. Thank you very much, Mr. Stark. It's really good.
He's like, yeah, we don't need to start a conversation.
Yeah.
It's just great, and you sort of the reveal of his suit. I mean, the reveal of his watch the highlight video we did right at the end. There's our reaction to that part of the trailer where they revealed Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But even when we see it in the theater, it still felt exciting. Like, oh man, the suit does look cool, and
the suit looked better.
Yeah,
which is weird.
Yeah, it's like exactly the same, but then great, and then you sort of obviously you get to see more of him moving. And it's like, oh, okay, this does look great in action.
Then we get Scott on the shield, carrying the shield to give it to Captain America.
I believe this is yours.
This is yours, Captain.
Yeah.
Now I think he actually calls him Captain America.
He probably
I think he's
does.
the only one who's like, I believe this is yours, Captain America.
Yeah, and it's just like, come on, man, no one calls him that.
He's so starstruck. I don't really like.
Yeah.
And then we get everyone's little private intimate chase scenes. Best of which has to be Spider-Man's versus Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Which was hilarious and intense and just Spider-Man's the best.
Well, because it's kind of funny that Winter Soldier, Sebastian Stan kind of gets a funny moment there because I can't remember what the line is, but he's like, "What's up with all these people?" or something he says when they're running along.
Isn't it? Everyone's got a gimmick. Is Anthony Mackie?
Right.
He's crawling on the wall. He's like, everyone's got a gimmick.
Yeah.
And he smashes through the thing.
Wow, you got a metal arm? That is totally awesome, dude.
And then he grabs onto Fogg. He's like, "You have the right to remain silent."
And he sounds so much like a kid, and it's perfect. And this is a citizen's arrest or something. I think he says. Maybe,
then Winter Soldier throws a sign at him. He's
like,
"I believe this is yours.
I think you dropped this," and throws it back at him.
It's like, is this stuff coming out of you?
Yeah. That
killed me the second time I watched it. he jabs into the rain. It's like, is this stuff coming out of you?
Yeah.
It's like, you're is that aluminum? I don't know what it says.
Carbon fiber or something.
That's awesome.
It's like, that'd be great for the rigidity of something. I don't know. It's some science shit.
And it's like, usually whilst fighting, there's not this much talking.
It's like, all right, sorry. It swings off.
And he swings off.
Swings into him actually.
Yeah, he swings into him and Winter Soldier, smash them both down, swings them down.
He's like, sorry to sort of go, guys, but I got others to web up, and then Red Wing
catches web the first time. It's like, I was like, couldn't have used that earlier. I hate you.
I love their relationship in this film because they're both the sidekick of Captain America,
which is really cool. It's really you wouldn't get that in anything else.
No.
Which is great. And then fucking what happened after that? Then it was Iron Man versus.
We get the
Witch.
Yeah, and
Hawkeye.
Well, Hawkeye shoots somebody. He's like, "Ha, you missed."
It's like, retirement doesn't suit you. Well, you know, playing golf, shoot 18, pot 18.
Yeah. Gets boring after a while, so he says.
I just can't miss.
Yeah.
Always the first time. And it's like, no, it's just distracting you or something like that.
Yeah, and then she drops all the cars on him.
Oh, that's so great.
I think my favourite bit of, like, what I suppose we could call, like, the pre-run, where they all run at each other, is the bit where Ant-Man, I think after he gives Cap the shield, he's like, I'll throw this, you throw this thing at the truck. And it's hilarious because it just looks like a toy.
It's the blue thing. It's like, throw this, I'll throw a truck or whatever.
Yeah, he throws it, and then Cap throws it, great accuracy, whatever. And then War Machine's like, oh, come on! And then gets hit by this giant truck.
And he's like, oh, I thought it was a water tank.
That's one of the best lines. Oh, I swear it was a water truck.
It's like, alright, now I'm pissed off.
Yeah. Yeah, this isn't going to kill you, Cap, but it's certainly going to... It's not going to tickle either.
It's certainly not going to tickle either.
And it's like a baton that gets destroyed 2 minutes later.
Yeah, I know, it hits him once, I think, with it, and it just snaps it in half.
Yeah. That was cool, I suppose. I'd like to see that come back.
What, the baton?
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
It was sort of basically what Black Widow has.
Yeah, just like thicker, bulkier version of it.
And then what do we have?
Well, then we get to basically the run.
The lineup.
Yeah, I mean, the lineup sort of comes about because Vision uses his fucking OP as fuck laser to sort of stop them. Like, bruh,
he's like,
chill out.
You're crossing the line.
Yeah,
crossing the line, Steve. Crossing the line.
And then we kind of get like a almost weirdly out of character line from Cap, where they're like, "What do we do now, Cap?" And he's like, "We fight." Which I thought was a bit weird.
Fight.
Yeah. I don't know, it felt a bit odd. I mean, both teams are lined up. And then Cap's like, we fight, and they start running, and they all start running at each other. I just thought it was odd that Cap was almost the instigator of that.
Yeah. Well, he's got a mission, so I guess that was sort of...
The only way to sort of get through it, they're not going to stop, so like, I suppose it makes sense for them to,
Yeah, I don't remember it like annoying me, but...
No.
It'll probably be...
No, it didn't annoy me. I just thought, would he say that? Maybe. Yeah. Probably.
But then we get the...
the best scene in comic book history.
Yeah, and the cool lineup feat Spider-Man.
Yeah.
When you see how short he is, like he's like Black Widow height.
Yeah.
He's maybe even a little bit shorter.
I really liked in that scene because obviously he's like super powerful. I think in the comics he's stronger than Captain America. And like they're all running, and then he's just pacing it.
Yeah, I know. He's actually like ahead.
Yeah, he's just like.
But he's like they're not stopping.
Yeah.
Neither are we.
I wanna the shot where they actually all collide, which they don't show in any of the trailers. Like they always stop it just before that cut. But I'd like to just pause it on that and see who's fighting who and who's doing what.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably predictable. It's like Cap versus Iron Man.
Watching it the second time, I was trying to see what was going on in the background.
Yeah. But it's such a quick shot. That,
oh, yeah.
But I want to see, like, who does Spider-Man go at? I did get a quick glimpse of him, and he's, like, shooting little web things. So I'm wondering who he's shooting those at.
Mm-hmm. See if they hit anyone.
Yeah, like, see if they're like, making contact. It'd be weird if they're not making contact.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I would like to.
And then we get the cool bit between Natasha and Clint.
Yeah.
Where they're fighting. It's like, we're still friends, right? It's like, depends how hard you hit me. And then like.
And then Scarlet Witch like
just grabs her leg and throws
her
into a fucking truck.
You were pulling your punches.
Yeah, you were pulling your punches.
Damn. Yeah. Really trying to instigate the fight there. Like Jesus.
That was great.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. It's such a good film. Jesus Christ.
It's so good. And then we get Black Panther fighting Winter Soldier again, which is kind of annoying because you want them to switch it up a bit, but like it was much more of an even match. I felt this time, like they were properly going at it,
which was cool.
Was it on Winter Soldier or Cap that Black Panther does like a triple kick in the air?
Oh yeah, that was Cap. Whilst they were sort of making their run to the.
Oh right, yeah, right near the end.
Right near
the end of the fight, yeah. But that was cool.
That was cool.
I was thinking earlier, like it's almost Power Ranger level of like coolness of fighting.
There's a bit where
Black Panther. I mean,
yeah. Like it just jumps up.
Yeah, like crazy awesome, ridiculous stunts.
There's a cool bit where... Oh, this was right back at the beginning where Ant-Man fights Black Widow.
Oh, yeah.
And he, like, he shrinks down, punches her, takes her to the floor, and then grabs her arm and he's, like, running with her arm into, like, an arm lock.
Yeah. And it really like, proper pulls around as well, like, yeah. But then he gets zapped by her, like, Black Widow things and gets shot into a wall. But because he's small, it's just like...
I love those little bits, because, like, it really hurts him, but, like, in the, like, grand scheme of things...
It's just, like, a dent in a thing, like... yeah.
So, what was the next sort of big thing that happens in the fight?
I mean, we're probably beating around the bush of the whole Ant-Man becoming...
I'm trying to think, like, what happened before then to sort of get there.
Yeah,
Is the Spidey versus Cap bit before that?
Oh, yeah, we get a fun scene where it's like, where are you from? Queens. Brooklyn. Like, I like that.
Brooklyn, yeah. You got high, kid. Where you from?
Queens. It's like they're being crushed by a building, like, Queens! I thought that was odd, because it's kind of like, does Cap... Like, did Cap have enough time to assess Spider-Man's strength to then freaking drop a building on him, knowing that he'd catch it?
You could probably, like, tell.
Yeah.
Especially from the fact that he was, like, pulling Cap around.
Yeah, because he webbed him, didn't he? And then, like, Cap couldn't...
Yeah, he's like, this isn't your fight, kid. He's like,
that's what Tony said you'd say.
Yeah, Mr. Stark said you'd say that. Oh, you say anything else? Yeah.
He said go for the legs.
Go for the legs. Which is great, because that's something the Russo brothers were like taking the piss out of themselves about with the...
Honest Trailer.
Yeah, with the Honest Trailer. Yeah. And just like from the Winter Soldier. He just does a lot of kicking in that film.
So much kicking
ass.
Yeah. Well, I suppose it makes sense as well, because it's like, he's always using the shield and stuff, so like, take out the legs and you'll trip him up kind of thing.
Yeah, which is great.
Like, I remember saying in a previous podcast, I was worried that we wouldn't get enough Spider-Man swinging action. We do.
So much of it.
Well, I was worried because it's an open area and it's an airport.
But
the way they did it was quite cool to get him swinging around.
Well, the way they get him to swing around is to swing off of a particularly big person. I don't know why we're beating around the bush.
A giant man.
Giant man!
Which I'm a complete idiot and didn't even realise until Neil said it earlier that, yes, giant man.
Giant man.
It hadn't even occurred to me.
It might as well be like hyphenated.
Yeah. Giant man.
Giant man. Jai Courtney. What? No!
It's like G.I. Joe, but G.I. Ant-Man.
G.I. Ant-Man. That was cool.
I loved how... Well, they needed a distraction, didn't they?
Yeah.
To get to the Quinjet. And then they're like, what do we do? And then Ant-Man's like, I've got an idea! And he's like running.
He's running along like the top step of it. Like, he's running for like a good minute.
Yeah.
And it's the top step.
You can see like the grip things to your feet.
He's just running in between those.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
I got an idea.
I've only done it once.
I did it in a lab and I passed out.
Okay.
And you said when the...
Yeah, when he's because he's got the arm like thing to do just turn the line. He's got the arm thing so he can, that's how he then sort of shrinks and everything.
Yeah.
But when he goes to jump into Giant Man, he swings it up and it goes blue instead of red.
And they've established in Ant-Man that blue is big
which
and
is
red
what he throws like the truck where he's like, oh, throw this at this. And
yeah.
So that one's blue and this is blue. Which I like, because Sam, you knew about Giant Man.
Well, they'd spoiled it through Lego. Like Lego had released Pop vinyls,
which we found out after.
Like the Lego leaked, or someone leaked an image from Lego something or other, like some convention they always do every few months to announce their new lineup of Lego. And there was a Giant Man at the airport, and it was like, great, thanks, didn't want to know that, but you know.
But now I do.
It's happening. And there was a part of me that thought maybe that had been added to the set. Because, you know, they did stuff with, like, Iron Man 3. It was like, oh, the Mandarin in his battle machine. Like, that never happened in the film.
Which was great. Like, that's a good piece of marketing.
Yeah, like, hiding marketing kind of thing. Like, hidden, I don't know. But, yeah. So that had been spoiled for me, but you didn't know.
But yeah, I had no idea. I think I saw a pop vinyl before I saw the film, but I just didn't click or remember it.
Maybe you thought it was, like, just from the comic. Like, oh,
yeah, I know. But it even says like Civil War above it. I don't even know. I just thought it was a big. I might just thought, it's a big Ant-Man. Yeah.
But the thing is, like, even when it happened, I was still like properly hyped about it. Anyway.
I only sort of clicked when it went blue, and I was like, oh fuck, they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
They're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Because obviously at the end of Ant-Man, he's like he figures out a way to fix it, or whatever. Or
Well, he manages
like a
to
throwaway line.
Well, I mean, he manages to get out of the quantum realm the first time anyone's ever done that. But I don't know if there's any giant man hints.
Yeah, because he says, "Oh, don't play with the thing."
Yeah, don't ever
don't turn it up or whatever.
Yeah,
because it'll go giant. Or
it's just fun to sort of think that Hank and him in between the films would be like,
to fix it.
That's cool.
Which is great. But yeah, giant man.
It's just funny that, like, instead of, he's running on that step, instead of going back to normal size, then going big, he's just like, fuck it, I'll go straight from small to giant man!
And he grabs War Machine.
Yeah, like a toy. Like.
I like the shots of, like, I'm glad they don't do, like, in-helmet stuff with Ant-Man.
Mm.
So it's not like War Machine and...
It's always sort of just in front of the visor, so you can see his eyes. Yeah.
And he's like, whoa!
Whoa! I love the way he reacts, the way he acts like is perfect. Just the sudden, like, holy shit!
I'm big now!
Damn, that was awesome.
It would have been cool to see... Can he take off his mask? He can't take off his mask,
No, because I think it would harm him if he took it off.
Which is... I liked it.
Yeah.
That made me really happy.
It was good.
Has anyone heard of that really old movie? Empire Strikes Back?
Tony, how old is this kid? Like,
you know when they're on that snow planet? They've got those big walking things.
The kid's got a good idea. Yeah.
Actually, that might not be a bad shout.
Yeah.
Then there's Tony's line where he's like, if anyone has any weird and wonderful tricks up their sleeves, I'm open to suggestions.
That would be a good time kind of thing. When he said that, I was kind of hoping someone else would do something, but then I was thinking, who could?
Yeah. I was like, maybe Vision would go big?
Yeah.
Can he do that?
No, I don't think so. He can, no.
He sort of can do anything.
But he goes through him.
He goes, something went inside me!
Something just went in me! That was hilarious. That scene is fantastic. And, like, I like how he just stays big. Because I get the feeling if he kept going big and then small and then big, and like that would make him pass out or whatever. Yeah. But he just stays big and
then when he finally gets small, he's like, does anyone have any orange slices?
That is my favourite line. No one else laughs at it, but just like, anyone got any orange slices? It's just hilarious to me. Like. Just, after a hard day work, get some orange slices.
I think my favourite line is going to be, that thing defies the laws of physics? It's like, there's bigger things going on, kid.
Yeah.
That was great.
He's just being all witty and silly, and he's just like, dude, chill the fuck out, right? Yeah.
Oh, Spidey is so good.
But then we get the moment where Vision
collapses.
So they're running off, and then Black Widow starts zapping Panther to let him go
Vision
past.
collapses a thing on top of them, basically, but they just get out of it.
I mean, he could have just destroyed the Quinjet.
Yeah, but they need to get home.
It's a good point, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That'll be the headcanon.
Don't question us. Love for Bay.
Loves Betsy.
Just love Betsy.
But yeah, so he destroys the thing, and then somehow they miraculously get through it. But then Black Widow's there, and then she starts zapping Black Panther because she wants to let him go.
Well, she says the line, I said I'd help you find him, not bring him in.
Bring him in, yeah.
Which is a good line.
Yeah, that's cool. And it's almost as if like Black Panther's like, he doesn't get mad at her, he's just kind of like,
no, it's like, I respect you.
Yeah, it's just, And then I think in the next scene that he sort of says, Tony says to Widow, he says, T'Challa told the council what you did, so you should probably start getting on the run. And that's like the last time she's in the film. She disappears after that. Yeah. She doesn't get imprisoned. She doesn't appear anywhere else. She just disappears after that.
Which I suppose she could do.
So I wonder if she'll show up in...
Maybe she goes to live with Clint's family.
Yeah, as Aunt...
Because I feel like... Because that's still like off the...
Yeah, off the books.
Yeah, which is good. So yeah, after that... I really like the fact... Oh, we should talk about the chase scene in the sky.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely. So, like, Scarlet Witch collapses and Vision is like, oh my god, I'm sorry for all this.
I'm sorry for entrapping you.
But, and then he sort of reveals later in the film that somehow he got distracted, and Tony's like, I didn't think that was possible.
It's like, neither did I,
yeah. Which is kind of not scary, but like, wow, like this guy's got humanity to him.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so War Machine's flying after Falcon, who's flying after
No, Falcon is flying after. So like War Machine is right behind the jet, and
War Machine's like, oh, I got a bogey or whatever. Do you take it out? And he just turns. The thing is, he turns on and just goes, and then sort of goes straight back to Scarlet Witch.
Exactly, yeah, and it's like he was distracted, kind of. Like it's really cool.
Yeah.
But like, what I like about that dialogue, and a lot of people seem to be missing this on the internet. Like people are like, oh, what the fuck? Like, was he just gonna kill Falcon? Like, no.
He was
War
heading
Machine.
for the...
Well, yeah, War Machine says take out his thrusters, turn him into a glider.
Yeah.
So he wasn't gonna kill him. He was just gonna take out his like back bit, and then he was just gonna. And they established in Winter Soldier that he had a parachute in his pack anyway.
Yeah.
So like, even if he did get sent down spiraling, he just pull out his parachute. And
we also know that Red Wing can carry weight.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because he obviously carries Spider-Man. Yeah.
So
he would have been fine.
Yeah. Good question. Love for Betsy.
Love for Betsy. But that was really powerful.
Fuck me.
When he gets shot.
Where he's like, no,
Rhodes.
He's like, Rhodes. It's the fact that they're both going after him. Like Falcon's there is like, he's behind, but he's still trying to reach him.
Yeah.
Which is
because this is interesting. Because like, do you think maybe he was getting flashbacks to like Riley? Is it Riley? His flight buddy or whatever. They got shot down by an RPG. But like,
I like the bit where he lands. He rips the mask off. He's sort of looking up. He's like, and then
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Just like a backflip. Yeah. Someone laughed in the theatre when I saw it the second time.
I laughed.
It's funny. But then at the same time, it's kind of like,
because he's
it was an emotion-filled shot.
Paralytic now.
Yeah.
Paralysis.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
Yeah, it was. I don't know what I wanted to say about it. I can't remember. Like, there was another bit before that sort of happened where Falcon is going in to try and attack. Not Ant-Man, because he's on the same team with him, but Iron Man's doing something to Ant-Man as Giant Man.
Mm-hmm.
And then Falcon comes in to sort of distract him. And it's really cool, because he's flying towards Iron Man, and then he retracts his wings, and then he's just like free-falling. Do you see that a bit?
Yeah.
And then he like fires off some shots, gets really low to the ground, and then like pulls the wings out.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
So many badass moments.
The animation, like the CGI and whatever in this is fucking insane.
Yeah. Props to them for doing it so well.
Yeah, that wasn't needed. He could have just swooped in, but no, he
had to get a cool moment.
Sticks his legs out, so it goes to look like he's landing, and throws them back.
Yeah.
Swings up.
This is like, I wish I'd seen this when I was like 7 years old, because I'd be like playing this in the playground for years.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh man, I'm Ant-Man, and I'm destroying trucks, whatever.
Yeah, because you could you'd have like toy cars and things.
Yeah.
You'd just be like, I'm Giant Man.
Anyone got any orange slices?
Biatch.
Yeah, that was cool.
Thank you for thanking me. Just to everyone, every single person I see.
You're great. You're great too.
I've heard of you too. So what's after that?
So in the next scene, I think is where we see Rhodey getting put into the machine.
Yeah, well that's the bit we talked about with
and then he's like, oh, I thought it wasn't possible.
Yeah.
And then
I didn't think that was possible.
He's got his arm in a sling and he's talking to Black Widow and he's like,
You're a criminal.
You're a criminal. But he's got like a broken arm there.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, fuck it later on, and then puts on a suit.
I suppose the suit can take away that.
Yeah.
It's supportive.
Yeah.
In the same way that this is basically a simple down version of the Iron Man legs.
Yeah.
That are put on Rhodey.
Yeah. Basically like a prosthetic.
It's basically some sort of a sling to take the weight off it.
Yeah.
With like mechanical.
So yeah, I suppose that makes sense.
Which isn't too far from reality. They can actually sort of do that at the moment.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
I think...
No, it's like slick.
We then get to...
Is it...
the prison scene, I think.
Oh, yeah.
So then the helicopter goes off to General Ross in...
Well, is it that?
The Legion of Doom!
Is it that, or is it Winter Soldier and Cap landing and being like, what was her name again?
I think they definitely have a conversation mid-flight, and then I think we go to the prison, then we go back to them after they've landed.
I don't know what that conversation
Put their
was
armor.
about. I don't remember.
Well, I think Winter Soldier's sort of like, you should be doing all this for me, sort of thing. And then
Yeah,
Cap's like, I'll figure it out after we're done, sort of thing. But that scene in the prison was cool because, like, I didn't expect
the futurists.
Yeah, like clapping sarcastically.
Here we go.
But I didn't expect, for some reason, I just didn't expect any of those characters to reappear after the fight. But then, of course, they'd be put in prison. Like, duh. And then I really like the conversation he has with Hawkeye to sort of say, like, dude, you have a family and stuff. What? Like, you knew this was illegal. Why would you do it?
Why are you here?
And it's sort of an interesting take on it because, you know, Hawkeye's got like a debt to repay to Scarlet Witch because obviously Quicksilver died saving him.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like he's in this weird morality of his own where does he repay the debt or does he follow the law and, you know, think of his family? Which is really interesting. I thought that was really a cool conflict that they didn't really
I think he thought they'd win.
Yeah.
Which is sort of like,
which is cool.
And then he's like, Hank Pym always said never to trust a Stark. Who are you?
Who are you?
Is that Star-Lord?
It's Star-Lord. That's Star-Lord, man. Legendary outlaw. Yeah, it was a good scene. And then, you know, Ant-Man... Yeah, he speaks to Falcon.
Their AV's just become V.
Yeah. Audio, visual, became video, I guess. That's what AV is, yeah.
And VA.
Yeah.
VA.
And then he's like, what did he tell you in there?
Nothing.
To kiss my ass or something? Yeah. And then, we basically get to...
No, he says what are you saying there? He said, go to hell. No, I'm just going to go back to my condo. It's close. Or something like that.
And then we get a really fucking awesome scene where he puts on the suit.
Yeah, in a self-flying helicopter.
Yeah. That was a funny reveal where the camera just pans around. There's no one piloting
ready to land, Mr. Stark.
No one there. But rewatching the bit where he puts the armor on, it's really weird because like he presses a button to activate the armor, but then like a finger comes out of the button.
Yeah.
So the rest of the armor is like in the seat, attaches to him like the arm goes on. But then a little bit like the finger just comes up from the button, attaches to the rest of it.
It was very
really weird.
Incredibles.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So incredible.
You expected him to put his arms up, the gloves come down, like the whole helicopter rearranges.
But yeah, they flies out and flies toward Russia or whatever.
And then we see Black Panther.
Black Panther in this cool fucking
in
shit.
this like bat jet wing, bat wing thing.
Black Panther wing.
Yeah, Panther wing. It only works in black and sometimes very, very dark grey.
I want to watch a Lego movie. Oh, we can watch that for a watch along.
Yeah, we could.
That's great.
At some point. For Lego Batman.
Lego Batman.
But so then we go to basically the finale.
Yeah, so then we get to Russia with...
Is it Russia though? I can't even remember what the place
it's the Russian...
Yeah.
It's the Russian guys do it, which is why he's got the star on his arm.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched it twice now, obviously, and like I keep forgetting where it was. It probably is Russia, you're probably right. But yeah.
Feels Russian.
Yeah.
I mean, they speak Russian there.
Yeah. Yeah, it would make sense, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. But so they go there and...
Yeah, and Black Panther follows them.
And the revelation is that the guy, that Zemo wasn't going to release the super soldiers, he just killed them.
Yeah.
He just shot them.
Great, I thought.
Yeah, that was a really cool twist, almost.
Because I was like, I don't really want to watch like the three of them fight some other guy.
6 super soldiers.
Six people I don't care about. I'm tired of watching like the Avengers fight villains I just don't give a shit about.
Yeah, like every finale of
like watching them fight Crossbones was great because they like had to team up to fight this one sort of thing and a couple of goons.
Yeah. But
yeah, I would have got annoyed if they fought.
Yeah, and like it honestly felt like the perfect way to end the film because I said in the review. I think we both said in the review that like you could, all the way through the film you can never really tell where it's going. Like I couldn't tell all the way through. Like, how does this end?
Yeah, I know.
And then you're kind of like, it ends where they have a fight with these goons, and then maybe somehow they turn on each other.
The goons are dead.
Yeah, like maybe they get angry at each other for that. I don't know. And then like, but yeah, then obviously they get there, and it's like, what? They're dead? Like, what's this guy's plan?
And then he was like, I didn't really want one super soldier. Why would I want 6? And it's like, that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, and then shows the footage, and you're like, holy fuck.
The footage reveal was like the bit where he just punches Howard Stark in the face.
Yeah, to make it look, I guess, look like he
impacted to the steering wheel.
That is brutal, man. Strangles.
They just strangles. As well. It's like Tony. He didn't he didn't know what he was doing. I don't care.
Yeah.
He killed my mom.
Yeah. Oh. Straight through the heart.
Fight, bitches!
Yeah. Let them fight.
We should acknowledge the bit where Tony first arrives and he's like, look,
I'm not here on orders.
I made a mistake. I heard about the thing Friday told me about.
Yeah.
About the fact that he's wearing the prosthetics to look like the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, to set him up.
Which I figured out right at the beginning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I as soon as I saw it, I was like, they look too similar not to be sort of done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was since I saw him in The Martian, where he's got like the shorter hair.
Mm.
And Cap 1.
Yeah.
Well, where Sebastian Stan has the short hair, he does look very much like the guy who was playing Zimmer's.
Yeah, I think that was a really clever way of doing the villain. I think a lot of people were sort of like, well, we know. I think it's Daniel Brühl is his name. He's a German actor. And everyone's like, oh, he's in the film, but like, what's he gonna do? I mean, they're having a civil war, but then he is the instigator in a clever way.
Yeah, he's the villain, but he's not like a villain.
Yeah, he's like the most understandable villain ever, because it's kind of like this guy just lost everything because of these assholes.
Yeah.
And now he's being an asshole.
Which now he's just got no choice. He's just.
Yeah. And it all the plot came along naturally. Like, he only knew that the Winter Soldier had killed Tony's parents because of the leak that Black Widow did, and he managed to decrypt
out the algorithm.
Yeah,
which was cool.
That's cool. Yeah, it was a cool villain. Cool villain.
Yeah, he just done the research to try and figure out a way to
break him, basically. Yeah. Because he says earlier in the film that he's going to destroy an empire, and obviously they're like, oh, he's going to destroy a city or something.
Yeah,
but the empire is the Avengers. He's destroying the Avengers.
And he even says, like, in the dialogue to Black Panther thing, he's like, oh, stronger men have tried.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, stronger, better men have tried to kill them.
Mm.
I didn't want to kill them. I just want to
tear them apart.
Yeah. Just great.
Really well done.
The bit where he's like, did you know? It's like, I didn't know it was him. Don't bullshit me, Rogers.
Don't bullshit me, Rogers.
Did you know? Yeah.
Yeah. It's just deep, mate. Yeah. Fuck you.
Throws across the room. Don't have to do this, Tony. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. That was awesome, because there was a part early on in that fight where I was like, I mean, I get why he's upset, but like, there's no need to be punchy about it. But then he's like, I just don't care.
I felt like everyone was like, oh, this is a weird reaction, because you sort of only think about like him killing Howard.
Yeah.
But I love the fact he doesn't mention Howard Stark. He's like, I don't care.
Because they've established they never really had a relationship. No. So like, he killed his mom. Like, holy fuck! Like, damn.
It's like, I knew your father. Oh, did you? I mean, he didn't mention it like 1,000 times. I hated you when I was a kid.
Yeah. I'm sorry. He says like, I'm sorry, I'm making this hard for you or something. He said to him.
Stop apologizing, old bitch.
Yeah. That was the most emotion-filled fight scene I've ever seen in a film, I think.
Yeah.
Because like we've seen them fight other businessmen, you know, like Tony versus Red Skull bloke, you know. They're cool fights, I suppose, but like they're not that kind of emotion. That happen?
When did Tony versus Red Skull happen?
No, I meant Cap versus Red Skull.
Time trouble.
But yeah, it was like I genuinely cared for this confrontation. And I hate to sort of, you know, I really didn't want to mention Batman v Superman. But you have to
You just don't care at the end of it.
You kind of have to mention it in the sense that they both came out in the same year and they're both about superheroes fighting and they're supposed to be versus films.
Mm-hmm.
And the final confrontation of this film was Iron Man versus Cap. That was the end of the film. And it was emotional and intense. Yeah. Whereas Batman v Superman, the end of the film was they've all teamed up and they're fighting a alien monster thing, and you know, I didn't care, and I didn't even care when Batman and Superman were fighting, and like the Civil War did it so well, and everyone should look to it as a good example of how to make a superhero versus film, I think.
Because it is.
Like the bit where Cap gets the shield and he's just smashing the helmet in on Tony.
Yeah, right at the very end.
It's like, holy fuck, he's gonna
and then he puts his arms off. He's like,
like, don't kill me.
And he goes for the arc reality.
Yeah, it just looks like he's going to decapitate him, and he's like, holy, this is brutal. And
plus the bit where he scans his fighting style.
catches the shield, and he's like, "Oh shit!"
Rips off the arm of Bucky.
Yeah, with the
Where he eyeballs it later, like when he's trying to climb out, he's like, "Oh yeah, we can't get a clear shot." He's like, "Oh, screw it, I'm eyeballing it."
Yeah. It just shows like the desperation. Like he's just fucking going at it. Like,
he's
fuck
just
these guys.
gotta get it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. like the fight scenes are difficult to talk about, especially this one where it's just like the three of them. Because I mean, if you want to see how intense the fight scene is, that's probably the one thing the trailer gave away. Yeah. Just the bit where they're both pounding on Tony and he's like going down. But they didn't give away like why or anything like that.
Yeah, you're like, why are they in a snowy environment? What's going on?
Yeah, none of that was like, given away.
Good God, they did it so well.
Oh yeah.
And the end of that scene where he's like, "You don't deserve that shield. My dad made that shield." Like that is punchy. Like, oh damn.
He just drops it.
And then he drops it because like that's still the character that Cap is. Like he's still respectful and like, he agrees. You know, I don't deserve the shield. He probably agrees. I'd imagine.
Yeah.
It really landed well.
Well, there's gonna be like a cool bit where Tony gives him the shield back.
Or
something.
Hopefully, Avengers Infinity War throws the shield like, "Cap, this belongs to you." Like as a kind of like mirror of like, that doesn't belong to you. Cap, this belongs to you.
This belongs to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be very much like a put on the suit, put on the suit, put on the suit. And they run away.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
The way that scene ends is really cool because on the floor you have the two iconic things about these characters. It's the Iron Man helmet on the floor, scratched up and destroyed, and Cap's shield on the floor, scratched up and destroyed, and it's like these people are like rock bottom right now.
Yeah, and just Tony on his knees, like spitting on the ground,
like flopping over, like can't really stand up properly. Really well executed.
Because I presume because he's destroyed the arc reactor, that suit would just become heavy.
Yeah, I get the feeling what they were maybe hinting at with this film was like with the little blue lights, is he's got a lot of like capacitors around. That's probably why his suit was still working to a degree. It's because he's got like backup arc reactors almost in the rest of his body, or the rest, not the body but the armor.
Yeah.
With all the blue lights.
It was it was intense, man.
That was intense when Winter Soldier was like trying to crush
the thing, and
he's like, "Ah!" Yeah.
That's when he rips out the arm.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And then like Bucky's still fighting.
Yeah, with like no arm.
Yeah.
And then he just pulses him out of the way, and that's it. He's down for the count. Then I think maybe later on he grabs his leg.
Yeah, he grabs him. That's what.
Which is cool. They both walk out together.
And then we're basically at the end, man.
Yeah.
Although we should talk about the Black Panther
emotional sort of bit.
Emotional bit where he's like,
he realises his character arc comes to an end.
It comes from Xenos, like with the bit where he's like, I've watched these men do all their vengeance or whatever.
Yeah.
I will not be corrupted by that anymore.
By vengeance anymore.
And then he's like, then he goes to shoot himself in the head. He's like,
they're living are not done with you yet.
Oh, that was so cool.
Really well done. What a standout character Black Panther is in this film.
He was so good.
Yeah. I want to go back to just very quickly about the fight scene in the airport. When Hawkeye, after doing the hilarious like, "I'm Hawkeye," and he's like, "I don't care."
I don't believe we've met. I'm Clint. I don't care.
And he shoots 2 explosive arrows right at Panther. He catches both of them, which in itself is cool. But then they just blow up right next to his face. Smoke clears. He doesn't give a shit. He's just like, whatever.
Just goes straight back at it.
Yeah, carries on fighting. What a badass. What a badass. But yeah.
Seeing the Black Panther in the snow, like the helmet.
The helmet, yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
Yeah, no, it was cool. I wonder if that ties in with the symbolism of the Iron Man helmet and the shield being on the floor. Everything's on the floor. Impact. Yeah. I mean, we've only seen him from one film.
We've only just met.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So then the next scene is really kind of dark, but then lifting a bit with Rhodey
trying to walk.
Yeah, like, damn. And then he falls over and it's like, oh, shit.
Oh, don't help me up.
Yeah. Like,
okay, help me up.
And he sort of says, like, I've done 136 flights or whatever, and every time I knew this might be my last one. Kind of thing. 130. We have memorised this. Well, you've memorised this script. But yeah.
I think it's 138.
Yeah,
Seems
it probably is.
It's racking around a bit.
It was definitely 130, I think.
Yeah.
130 something. But
who knows? We'll find out.
we'll find out. We'll do an update video. Just for that. Yeah, and that's cool. And then we get the Stan Lee cameo! Now, if anyone's interested, we did a Stan Lee fan theory. And obviously, you know, I explained how Stan Lee was in every film. He's Stan Lee Jr. And it's amazing because this cameo ties in kind of with my theory.
Yeah.
Because he gets his name wrong. He goes Tony Stank.
Yeah, because he gets a new job as a UPS man.
Well, yeah. So I've been thinking about this for a few days now, and I'm like, how do I tie this in? So like, so obviously the setup is every time Tony runs into Stan Lee, he's like, "Oh, hey Hef," or "Hey Larry King." Gets his name wrong every time. So the natural progression of that is Stan's like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking get him." Like he sees this like Tony Stark, and he's like, "Yes!
I want this one. I'm delivering
Yeah,
this
I'm doing it." Like even like
Ding 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 ding.
even
Is there a Tony Stank here?
Tony Stank. Oh, I'm gonna go to a restaurant. Tony Stank.
Yes, this is Mr. Stank. Never dropping this. Table for one, Mr. Stank. By the toilets.
So I'm thinking when I write maybe like a extra bit for that theory, I'm gonna say like, oh, he's still got his job at the bar because he can't keep job hopping, but his mate at FedEx is like, bro, you're not gonna believe this. Just got a parcel in. It's for Tony Stark. Do you want to come down here? And he's like, fuck yes, I do. Stanley heads on down, gets the costume on for FedEx. Window. Tony Stank. Like off screen, he's like, fuck yeah. I got that dickhead. Oh, can't wait to animate that.
Get out that one.
But yeah, that's my canon explanation for the Stan Lee cameo.
We could add into our highlights.
We can add it into the highlights.
Yeah.
There we go. So it'd be interesting to see where he appears in Doctor Strange. Maybe he goes on holiday to China or Tibet or wherever Strange is, or maybe it's in New York again.
Perhaps from all the money he's making from his
Bar
UPS job,
UPS
FedEx, and bar tips, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting.
It's probably FedEx.
It is, I think it's definitely FedEx because the purple UPS is brown and gold, yeah. Purple and orange FedEx.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
and then we get a letter, which is in the delivery, and a phone, which is cool.
It's kind of funny because like you want it to be like one of those big phones that you can take off the hook with a red light on it.
Yeah,
we're gonna call in the Avengers. No,
yeah, like the Batman, the old Batman, 69 Batman.
But yeah, it's just a little flip-up phone, which I guess isn't connected to any like tracking or something.
Yeah, it's just has his number that no one else has. Or
yeah. It's like classic Breaking Bad sort of thing. Like here's a phone to call me.
Here's an old phone. Yeah, an old flip-up phone
that you can dramatically open and go, what? Slap it down.
Slap it down.
But I mean, we're probably not going to see him ever get to use that because in Spider-Man, I can't imagine.
How cool!
I can't imagine.
just go. Yeah, okay, love you too. Okay.
Love you, Steve.
You hang up. No, you hang up. No. Steve, hang up. Steve. No, yeah, I love you. Okay.
You knew that Bucky killed my father.
Steve. Where you gone?
Yeah, and then I can't imagine it being used in Black Panther either.
No.
So it's not going to be used until Infinity War, which the Russos are directing, which is probably why they put it in there, so they're going to get to use it.
They can use that. Cool.
Yeah, that's an emotional sort of letter. He's just like, I can't leave the fight. I'm sorry, Tony.
Like, the Avengers are a family, possibly yours more than mine.
Yeah.
Which is a cool line.
Yeah, it is. It's good. And then we see that he's knocked out all the guards and he's freed the Avengers.
Yeah, the last shot is ding.
Yeah, Hawkeye can go home to his family,
which is nice.
Yeah,
I'm glad about that.
Yeah. And then mid-credit scene.
Mid-credit is in Wakanda.
Yes, we get our first glimpse at Wakanda, and when the camera panned around us, like, yes, we're going to see the city, and it was a statue of a panther.
It was a statue of a massive fucking fuck-off panther, which was awesome.
That was cool, but it's like, I want to see the city.
Yeah, like we discussed, it was probably so the director of
Black Panther can have the creative control over that.
Yeah, can just be like, this is how I'm designing it.
Yeah. But we get a few hints at their technologically advanced.
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
very
world.
white.
Yeah,
Which I wasn't really expecting.
Kind
I
of
don't
like
know why.
Apple kind of situation.
Yeah,
like,
it looked very Apple, like an Apple store.
Was T'Challa wearing like a white robe, like technological looking robe?
Yeah,
or something?
it was just a very sort of like no collar.
Yeah, techie a bit like
weird sort of fit.
Yeah.
Like it fitted very well, but like a weird cut on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Which was pretty cool.
And Winter Soldier, in the coolest sort of way, is like, I can't risk being around, so I'm gonna have to be back on ice, which is really cool.
Until they figure out a way to wipe my memory or whatever.
Which I think is probably, that is almost a setup for Black Panther, I think. Because it's an end credit scene, I think that is, they're hinting at what Black Panther will be about. And I think somewhat, like the director has said that it's going to be like a geopolitical film. Which would make sense, because now everyone's like, wait, have you got Winter Soldier? We still want him. And then it's like, all these countries like...
Can't have him. Mine.
I run Wakanda. He's in my jurisdiction. Fuck off. Like,
I got him first.
Yeah, so that works. And then the end credit scene was Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
With
in
his
lots of pain, he is Spider-Man.
He's got like a spider signal.
He's got like his spider web seems to be like a bracelet that he's constantly wearing. Because he zaps Tony in the earlier scenes, so he's constantly wearing it. But it's been updated. He sees a new button.
Well, he's like, oh, it's itchy or something. He says. Like,
and he presses a button, fires out, and you can sort of see like a red light come out of it, and you're like, what's that? And I immediately got excited. Yeah. I was like,
oh yeah, straight away I was like, spectacular Spider-Man. They're doing the spider signal.
Spider signal. But then he tucks it under his arm and like covers his eye as Aunt May comes back. He's like,
there was a big guy, Steve, or a bigger friend.
Yes, Steve. Who'd you fight? Who were you gonna fight with? Oh, Steve from Brooklyn. You wouldn't know him. I hope you got some licks in. Yeah, I got a few.
But he had a really big friend. Yeah, like a really big friend.
Really big. Okay. So can you shut the door? And he sort of shines out the roof. Hands up.
Spider signal and a
spinning.
But I did notice on second viewing that it looks like yes, a spider signal, but it looks like there's like icons around it as well. So there's some kind of HUD.
Yeah.
So I can imagine a situation where like he's gonna be in Spider-Man: Homecoming. Like, oh shit, who's this guy? Who like this? He said this name, gets up the spider signal, and he can like internet search on it, like do a bit of investigation.
I presume it'll be like hand stuff.
Yeah, well, it's Tony Stark. Yeah, so it's gonna be holograms and shit.
Probably just like
because I think even like
it'd be cool if he could talk into it and sort of get through to like Friday or whatever.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Gets his own.
Maybe not speak to Friday, but be like Friday, tell me about this guy. Oh, cool.
Like his own Siri, kind of like not totally interactive, but yeah, because like when the spider signal came out, there was the red kind of glow, but I don't know if you noticed around his gauntlet as well, there was also like a blue hologram. Yeah, it was very kind of small, like maybe like a dial or something. I don't know, but that's cool. Just setting up that character. Cool. I was kind of hoping for a Doctor Strange end credit, but I'm happy with what we got. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I felt like Doctor Strange is sort of standing out on its own. Yeah. And I mean, it's more Spider-Man. It's just more Spider-Man.
Yeah. Who doesn't want more Spider-Man?
Well, he was great.
Yeah, he is good.
So that
was
our Civil War review. Fucking hell, that was long. Yeah. We probably talked for about the length of the movie.
Yeah, we probably did.
Jesus.
You can probably watch along. That is our watch.
We'll put this on under a red thumbnail.
Pink,
red.
Watch along.
No, yeah, pink.
Yeah. Or whatever the rainbow colour would... was it lilac? I don't fucking know.
Who cares?
Who knows?
Red,
but yeah.
Yellow,
hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Do we want to talk about the other stuff very quickly? There was some other news.
Well, it's basically Marvel news.
Yeah.
So, Jessica Jones is...
starting production for Season 2 in 2017!
Woo! So that's after Daredevil. Is it? Daredevil are doing another one?
I get the feeling, because they've already started production on The Defenders, I think.
Are they?
And Iron Fist, I think. I don't know. Or, no, they've announced when The Defenders starts getting into production, and it's before Jessica Jones, I think. So I think what we're going to get is... So we've got Daredevil Season 2, then we'll get Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Defenders, Season 2, Jessica Jones.
Okay.
I think. Most likely. The other things... what was the other stuff? Do you remember the others?
It was Punisher.
Yes.
Getting a series.
Which is
Netflix.
fucking awesome.
And then it was Infinity War. It's not Infinity War anymore.
It's not going to be Infinity War Part 1.
So you
Infinity
have
War
you have
Part
some
2.
sort of an idea about what you want.
It's just a funny joke. It's stupid.
Okay.
So it's going to be Avengers Infinity, and then the second will be Avengers Beyond. So you can be like, oh, it's the Avengers Infinity and Beyond.
You can't see this, people at home, but I'm just glaring at Stan. Just giving him some dirt.
Infinity and Beyond.
I think it should be.
No, it's Infinity and Beyond.
I think it should be the Avengers, Spider-Man: Homecoming to the Guardians of the Dawn of the
Rise
Apes, of the Andy Serkis as everyone, and Doctor Strange featuring Iron Man, Captain America, and the Hulk in Thor Ragnarok 2014. Hashtag
Reboot.
Hashtag give Marvel back to DC.
Yeah, something like that.
Full name.
I think
Put that on a banner.
if anything, well, we don't know what the films are about.
No, yeah.
And this, the Russos have said both films are going to be very different.
They
Yes,
got
they're
started
both filming back to back. So, I don't know, Avengers, Birth of a Titan. Maybe the first one's about setting up Thanos for the most part,
Mm-hmm.
and then the second one is called Infinity War. One of them's going to be called Infinity War. I think. I would hope. It's more of a hope than a.
Yeah, I guess so.
I hope one of them is called Infinity War because that's a cool name.
Yeah.
And then it's just a case of what would the other one be called?
Avengers Earth.
Yeah. Avengers Infinity War.
Maybe,
Avengers kind of.
maybe they'll do the Avengers of Earth. Or
Yeah.
something like that.
The Avengers of Space and the Avengers of Earth. Yeah.
Avengers of...
Some people were suggesting Avengers Assembled, but then we've already got that for the first one
Yeah.
in
In
like
the
UK.
UK.
Mm.
Because we have the old Avengers, like, fucking top hat wearing
From the
suit.
70s or whatever. But yeah. Who knows?
It'd be... I don't know. It'd be weird if it's the Avengers Assemble. Because, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, it would make sense.
But it made sense to call the first one the Avengers Assemble.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. We're definitely going to get the line Avengers Assemble from Captain America in this film. In one of the Infinity Wars.
It'd be cool if that's the phone call. Like, it's Tony as well. It's like, Cap, it's time to assemble.
Yeah. I mean, it'd just be good to have, like, they're all there, all of the Avengers, and then Thanos is over there and he's like, Avengers! Assemble! And they just charge on him or something, I don't know.
Everyone.
Yeah. Because obviously they teased it at the end of Age of Ultron knowing that it's probably
Yeah.
going to be a big line.
Avengers?
No.
Assemble!
Yeah. Assemble! Yeah, it'll be... Hopefully they do it.
Yeah.
But then again, they didn't do Ultron doth have words with thee, the famous line from Age of Ultron comic that Thor says
Yeah.
when he breaks through the wall to see Ultron. I was hoping that would be in Age of Ultron, but it wasn't. We have words with thee. Oh, that's it. We will have words with thee, or something like that.
That would have been weird.
It would have been weird.
Because, I mean, don't really talk like that
No.
anymore.
We would have words with thee, Ultron.
Yeah, it's weird. Australian.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So that's
Thank
our-
you very much for listening.
Probably our longest podcast.
It will be.
Maybe. Who
Probably.
knows?
I would imagine so. Who knows? Yeah, so thank you very much for listening.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. It's been real.
We finally got off our chest all of the spoilers that we've wanted to discuss for so long. We didn't do it last week because obviously
Uncle Ben dies.
Uncle Ben is dead! He's dead!
Ah!
So thank you very much for listening. Please comment with your thoughts on Civil War and leave a like and smack subscribe
And all that stuff.
and all that stuff. So thank you very much. Cheers.
Cheers.